yesterday at his press conference, and just hearing the commissioner speak, it seems like the tush push is going to be going out the door. There are some fair points. This will be an easy one to knock back using other precedent that still remains in the rule book. On defense, you can't go pushing and pulling people around. And Goodell, to set the stage, I think, for the tush push ultimately being banned. I think that'll happen probably at the spring meetings in May. But what they're showing as examples are and we've talked about these other plays that happen in the game where, your receiver on a bubble screen will get held up 4 yards downfield and linemen will push him and pull him and drag him down the field if they can. So, how they ultimately legislate this, I think we're going to go to a don't push, don't pull situation in the NFL. I don't know. We'll see. They did make some rules changes yesterday. I mean, if you ask me, they all make sense. It's going to be interesting to see. The most fascinating of all the rules changes yesterday is when you get the technology involved. I mean, as good as technology it is, apps crash. Stuff goes haywire. It sounds like the chains will disappear. For the most part, they're going to use that 6 camera, put a lot of numbers and letters on it for HD, K, Q, SLR. And so that, using that to spot the football is a big difference, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, to me, and the tush push ban, again, they're going to vote for more discussion. 16 teams, by the way, have voted to ban it. That's up from last time it was like 2 or 3, remember? I mean, there have been a couple been complaining about it. Now we're up to 16. It's a tidal wave headed that way. It certainly seems like it. The problem is the tush push is not creating safety issues, and so that's the other side of the argument. The NFL, more than any other argument, wants to be able to scream safety at you to implement the changes that they want.
If them boys didn't win the Super Bowl, you think the tush push would be that big of a deal?
I think it probably was magnified because the tush push didn't overwhelm the storyline of the postseason, right? It was more Saquon Barkley.
Right.
But for sure, having the Eagles in the Super Bowl for the second time and winning it this time, yeah, I think that magnifies the issue. So, again, what's going to happen here, the distinction is not just the tush push. It's going to ban players from pushing ball carriers downfield. And so then you don't have to focus strictly, on the Eagles. That's what it seems like to me. As for the technological advances and how they're going to spot the football, plus other buzz from Palm Beach, as well as diving, back into some Liam Cohen and just where the Jaguars think they're situated. Hopefully, we'll go beyond this morning. We want to draft good players because, we all want to do that.
Thanks, the coach.
Yeah, right. No. So the NFL is now going to incorporate the old AAFC stats, and it shifts the career leaderboards.
Yeah, no.
The AAFC existed from 46 to 49. Paul Brown's Cleveland team, the Cleveland Browns, won the title all 3 of those years. The Browns, the 49ers, and the original Colts then joined the NFL in 1950. The Colts disbanded after 1 year and then returned as a new NFL franchise in 1953. The AAFC had published a statistical summary after its final season that included single-game records, but score sheets from all the individual games weren't available at the time. They've now been recovered, and after a consult with the Elias Sports Bureau and the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the stats are now part of the official record. The NFL incorporated stats from the AFL into its official records when the leagues merged, and that's what needed to happen here. You can't tell people they're shooting for this record or that one. You can't honor this record or that one and then retroactively go back and say, oh, yeah, by the way, these 3 years count. At least to me, it delegitimizes it just a little bit. But what it does, it gives Paul Brown 52 more regular season wins. He goes from 22nd place all-time with 170 up to 7th place all-time with 222. Huh. Interesting. Who's the best athlete? It's going to take a while, so I don't expect rapid response here. Maybe.
Good.
Who's the best athlete in the NFL?
Right now?
Yeah, just athlete. I'm not saying he's the best player, just an athlete. If you had to take an athlete, say we're doing gladiators or we're doing a decathlon, whatever it might be.
Okay.
Who's the best athlete in the NFL?
I got one that comes to
Okay,
the head.
I like that. I like something coming up. But by the way, that our guy Saquon Barkley would be probably included in the conversation anyway.
He would. But I'm you want to answer?
Sure.
Myles Garrett.
Good one. Got no problem with it. That could be another, prerequisite who you want to walk into an alley with.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Allen might pop into the conversation somewhere.
Yeah, he could.
Now, I'm lucky enough to watch these dudes play YouTube golf, and they click up just a little bit on the athletic scale if they're really unbelievably good football athletes. And, they can also go shoot 70-something. Steph Curry falls into that category.
Yeah, he does.
But anyway, I'm talking more like you are, a big, but Josh Allen is also that bill. All right, so we'll go Myles Garrett. Who's the best athlete in the NBA?
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm. And why is it a good one? Because there are so many guys to choose from?
I don't know that athleticism. Because any guy on the roster could be that guy.
We can stop right now. We've gotten to where I was going. You can hate on the NBA. You can claim to like it or not like it. Maybe you follow the NBA through podcasts and scoreboard watching in the computer, and you're not glued into ABC basketball, the Celtics and the Cavs. Maybe you do it that way. But man, you're going to go find the best pro athletes in the world in the same league. I think the NBA, the scales tip that way.
Yes.
I mean, these dudes and what they do. Now, look, I'm not saying I haven't seen a power forward try to throw out a first pitch at a baseball game and embarrass himself, but shoot, I've seen NFL quarterbacks do that. I'm talking to you, Denard Robinson, although I guess you were a college quarterback at the time. But these guys in the NBA and what they do at the size that they do it, like if you could take the athletes from one sport and make them play a season in the other, who would best represent the sport that was being played?
I think NBA players.
NBA, right? Especially to football. I don't know to baseball. That is a hard one, man. Who's the best athlete in baseball? There's a ton of them there, too, now.
Right.
And now you got some more hand-eye, assuredness with those athletes.
I don't know the game good enough.
Yeah, I feel you.
Judge it.
Yeah.
But somebody that comes to mind, though, that dang on Andrew Jones. He was crazy.
Sure. Yeah, Shohei's a pretty good athlete, isn't he?
Yeah.
Big old boy,
Big
can get
boy.
around pretty good.
Yeah.
Mike Trout's a pretty good athlete. Now, he's not healthy right now, so y'all ain't been experiencing, Aaron Judge, pretty good athlete. He can run, throw, and hit, 6'7" monster. Guess there's some there. I bring all this up because when it comes to showing off, because of this athletic ability, every game in the NBA has a show-off game. Whether it's just some, maybe it's Grimes for Philly, who you've never heard of, goes for 41. But last night was two of the archetype stars of the league. And one of them, by the way, you would throw way low into your athlete category. That's, by the way, the momentum for Jokic and an MVP is growing, by the way.
This man is crazy.
My man Jokic had 61 last night.
And a triple double, the highest triple double.
I mean, this guy Jokic, we can't. I mean, and we're not ignoring him. We're not. The guy's getting MVP awards, but this guy, what he's doing on the stat sheet is just. It's just astounding. Who does this? Jokic last night had 61 points. 61 points. He had 61 points. He had 10 rebounds. He had 10 assists. He went 18 of 29 from the field, 6 of 11 from 3, 19 of 24 from the line, and a triple-double with 61 points. But wait, there's more. Sometimes they admit it. Sometimes they say the quiet part out loud. And after Steph Curry had 8 3-pointers in the first half, he admitted that he was aware that the record was held by his former teammate, Klay Thompson, who once hit 14 in a game. And Steph said, okay. And he jacked up 23s on the night, and he almost got there. But another, statistical marvel from last night. So I told you, Jokic had 61. By the way, they lost because Minnesota's got this dude, Anthony Edwards, who's pretty good in a double overtime.
He went crazy, too, but not Jokic crazy.
Yeah, and in fairness, or at least in relativeness, it was a double overtime game. But then you got Steph Curry, right? Yeah, he realizes how. By the way, Steph needs to go out one of these games and just throw up 40 and set that record. He deserves it.
Yes, he does. It should be him.
12 of 20 from the free throw, from the line. You know what the true shooting percentage? And what it is, if you took 20 two-point shots, right? Just say you weren't shooting threes. You took 20 shots, which is how you numerate field goal percentage. Say you took 20 shots, ET. What's the most points you could score? 40, right?
Yeah, all
if you
threes.
shot 100%,
Yeah.
if you went 20 for 20, okay? Well, if you make 12 threes in 20 shots, you scored 36 points, which is the equivalent of going 18 of 20 from the field. That's a true shooting percentage of 90% for Steph Curry. 52 for Curry last night. They won their game. 52. By the way, they beat Ja, who was another star who went off last night. What were his ultimate numbers? I'm pretty sure I saw him in the 30s. Yeah, Ja went for 36 last night, 6 assists. Curry against him, 52 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals for Steph Curry. That's it. It's not what that'll do it for NBA talk today. But man, tip of the cap to these guys in that league, boy. Between 6'3" and 6'9" and between 220 and 270 up and down the court, man. You wonder if you just took the whole league and had a football tryout and put them at a position, could they win the same amount, 4 that our Jags did a year ago? You're listening to The Drill. Speaking of our Jags, we go there next on a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
I was put on this planet for one reason.
Baloo.
To play hockey.
Rick Baloo takes you.
Don't you ever touch my puck!
Into the night. Weeknights.
Just behave, okay?
On 1010XL.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round 1 of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily's Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily's Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily's Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily's Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatros here, second generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Mia here, and let me tell you about one of our area's best resorts, the Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa. The Sawgrass Marriott is not only a great destination for a vacation, but it is also a great destination for dining on the Florida's first coast. 1912 Ocean Bar and Rooftop is now open on Ponte Vedra Boulevard, featuring Ponte Vedra's only oceanfront rooftop bar and lounge. Serving finely crafted cocktails and delectable eats, it's open daily from 4 to 10 with complimentary valet parking.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Draft season is here, and so is Mia's Mock Draft Mondays. And this year, we're powered by One Night Taco Stand. Each week, I'll unveil a new set of possible targets for the Big Cats on the 1010XL social channels and 1010XL.com. Let's talk about it on 1010XL.
Warm weather means the beach, fishing, golf, and more. Make sure to drop into Daly's and grab a cold case to go. From Bud Light to their seltzer, from Mick Ultra to Modelo, or your favorite crafts like Old City or Sweetwater. Grab and go at your local Daly's.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local authorized technology partner and home to Xerox copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
Yo, 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 it's your boy E to the T here, and I know that getting into an accident is stressful, but getting the proper care doesn't have to be. That's why I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. Even if you're at fault, your insurance covers you. And remember, you have the right to choose your own doctor. Even a minor accident can cause whiplash for years if it goes untreated. So don't wait. Call the auto accident experts at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Your recovery starts today.
Where on your body is the weenus? The answer next.
When you call Southern Oak and file a claim, you'll be handled by our hand-picked vendors who will analyze any roof, storm, or water damage. It'll save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The weenus is your elbow skin and can be pinched as hard as you want, and it will never cause pain.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 15% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Just being able to have honest conversations. Like, we had some real hard, at times, honest conversations that allowed us to, in times of crisis, be okay, right? In times of adversity, have real fluid conversations, because it gets heated. You know, Bakes yelled at me. I was okay with that. You know, we had a good conversation, we moved on, but, you know, every relationship's different, and I think that's what's important, is you learn something from Matthew Stafford, from Jared Goff, from all these guys in Baker, to be able to take for these relationships moving forward.
So that's Liam Cohen, the Jaguars head coach, on quarterback Trevor Lawrence. I think we all agree that we're going to go as far as Trevor Lawrence takes him. It's just such an odd dynamic because, like, almost everyone to a man is at the very least mildly disappointed where Trevor has taken them so far. Yet it's really hard to find somebody who said, "Yeah, let's get rid of this guy and get someone else." Right? You're in that category. Hicken's in that category. Not happy with where it is, losing faith maybe a little bit, but I don't hear anybody saying trade this guy and draft Cam Ward.
Nah.
Or trade this guy and pick up Kirk Cousins. Or, you know what I'm saying? So, look, part of being a great leader, I was thinking this. Part of being a great leader, if indeed Trevor Lawrence is going to be that guy to take him, is taking the bullets, right? Let's be honest here, man. If we all really driving around thinking the biggest problem on the Jaguars all this time is Trevor Lawrence, I mean, we got to talk. What he hasn't done is been that extra gear to get you where those great ones are supposed to take you, right? And only had that 1 year where he did that, the 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks, high completion percentage, playoff win. 2 of the kind of seasons we've seen the last year, regardless of what the reasons are or why the questions continue to crop up. Cohen said more about Trevor. They're limited in how much communication they can have this time of year. He did say that Trevor's throwing the ball a little bit already, so that's good. It's a left shoulder injury he's coming back from. But that would at least keep you in line with getting your guys on the field together, learning and picking up this offense, developing some chemistry. We got some new weapons. They use the term loosely. We hope they're weapons, right? Meanwhile, the O-line has been a problem. There was a story yesterday that the Raiders GM, in talking with Liam Cohen, just shooting it in the lobby, talked about how Cohen talked about, boy, I didn't realize just how good that Bucs line was when I got there and how important that is to build in Jacksonville, which you could take a couple of ways. He could be commenting on why they did what they did in free agency on the O-line, or, yeah, more's coming in the draft. So we'll see on that. But the O-line has been the problem. It has. The O-line has been the problem. I can think of no other reason why good football players suddenly aren't performing. And that's Trevor, that's ETN, that's others. That O-line, I think we've been overly kind to not run them out of town years ago. It's been awful for decades. We don't have to respell it. The EVP is the last Pro Bowler they've drafted at the position. I drop that fact in a lot, because it always wows anyone who's hearing it for the first time.
No, it is an amazing stat.
That's one of those bar bets that sends you to Wikipedia. Really? No, it's not. If they're ready to go on that text line, hey, you idiot. So no. The only Pro Bowl O-lineman the Jaguars have ever drafted is Tony Baselli. You can't compete that way, man. We're all excited and should have been about Keenan and Jimmy and Fred and Mark and this and that and the other, but it was Baselli and Cersei and Zach Wiegert. Big old mean dudes ready to go kick some A and play some football. How much more physical has the Jags offensive line gotten just through what they've done in free agency? Well, who better to speak to it than Cohen?
I think that's, yes, physical is a mass and size issue, but it's also a mentality. Right. It's also the way it's coached, the way it's taught, the way it's preached. So I'm kind of going to hold on evaluating that part. Do I think we got competition in depth? Absolutely. I think we got some good, sound, solid players that are going to help elevate that floor. But let's go wait and see what it truly looks like when we actually go and compete and do things the way that we're going to do them.
That's fair. I mean, they're journeyman linemen. I mean, we're talking about a guys, when the Plum signing, the one that's getting the best grades is Macari, who has bounced around as a part-time starter on a good team. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm just a little skeptical. We'll see. Same thing with De'Ami Brown. You're selling me a guy who in 4 years with lots of opportunity, it's like 60 catches, career. We talked about this yesterday. You can take De'Ami Brown's best year and triple it, and it's not an average year for Christian Kirk. Maybe they've got the secret. Paid him like they do. Lot is also being counted on from a third-year player now in Brenton Strange, and if we're going to see that breakout to all-star level, there's no reason that we can't at his very best, right? We talk about ceilings and floors. Strange is an odd one because the floor's low and the ceiling's high. Doesn't feel like the floor's raised a bunch. If you have a starting tight end who can go 3 weeks and catch 2 balls total, we've still got a low floor. But at the same time, you got a receiver who can give you like an 11-catch, 100-something yard day. You got a pretty high ceiling. Here's Cohen on Brenton Strange and an absolute increased workload and expectations.
Yeah, Brenton plays the game the right way. I'll say that for sure. I love the way he competes. through the whistle, right? He does it through the whistle, plays with an edge. He's got some twitch. He's strong. He'll get his hands on in the blocking. I really appreciate it. He'll elevate just by alone getting more reps, and getting him on the field's a good thing for us. And you can tell he's hungry, wants to continue to get better, and showed some really nice things last year, especially after the catch, doing some nice things of breaking tackles and getting extra yards.
All right, so that's the thoughts on Brenton Strange, and that's what we saw. We just need to see it more consistently. And there are those out there that look at what the Jags have done in certain position groups, and and flipping the group hadn't been met with rave reviews. Evan Ingram and Luke Farrell are out. He brought in the two guys that no one can remember their names already from. Actually, I can. It's my job. But Johnny Mutt and Hunter Long. That's right. Who? Yeah, him. You're pairing with Brenton Strange, who you're now, counting on to carry you at the position. I was looking at those PFF ranking the draft by position group, right? Where some of the strengths and weaknesses were. An interior offensive line was not a strength. If you don't get one of those top 2 or 3 guys, it's not viewed as a real deep part. So, I don't know how much, O-line mining they will do. It would seem like they'd have to use an awful high pick if that's where they're looking. I think it's more likely they try and find the guy that, deeper, 4, 5, 6. Again, repeat some of these same narratives as we get closer and closer to the draft. The problem, even with all the misses, hadn't been the first couple of rounds for the Jaguars. It's been rounds 3 through 7. They're the worst in the league since they joined it at production and success in rounds 3 through 7. No team in the NFL has done worse. Facts. Whatever measurables you want to use. Statistical production, all-star nomination, any. Pick one. The worst franchise in the NFL in drafting rounds 3 to 7. Gotta get way better there. But, of course, naturally our attention goes to that 5 pick in the top of the draft. Got the latest mock draft here from one of the NFL.com guys, Lance Zierlein. They're one of their draft analysts, offering up his 3.0, the free agent frenzy, over. Didn't do much here. Saw the 49ers GM, by the way, speaking to their complete lack of doing anything. I don't like what they're doing, throwing, we got to pay Purdy. Every team does that. I don't hear them putting it all on their quarterback. Like, here you are as an organization, you're telling your fan base, sorry, we had to let Debo go and Greenlaw go and 17 guys go because we got to pay Purdy. Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. You know what the Jags didn't say? And if fans want to tie it together, that's fine. We understand business. But when they released Kirk and Ingram, you know what they didn't do?
What's that?
Yeah, we had to do that. We paid Trevor all that money. I mean, they're just doing it preemptively out there. But I was going to say, is the 49ers, like the Jags, didn't do much in free agency. Didn't make any really splashy signings. So let's go to this one mock draft, and we'll come back on the other side. There's percolating news when it comes to the football fix, news from the NFL owners' meetings, especially some of the rules changes, and I'll be more specific and break them down for you when we come back with that segment. We got March Madness talk. By the way, we'll talk more Gator hoops here on Thursday and Friday and in preparation for Saturday night's game that you'll hear right here on 1010XL, and I believe 92.5 also, I
believe it's
I
going to be
think
on
so.
both. Yeah,
we're going both. We'll hook up with Dooley or Brockway or one of the beat writers, but certainly we'll go and get excited about that Final Four matchup, Florida and Auburn, coming up on Saturday night. But I digress. Here it is, the latest 3.0, hot off the presses when it comes to mock drafts. If you were a betting man, and I know you are, but you could wager on, what is this mock draft going to say the Jags do at 5? What would you think?
Oh, man, I'm going to say Mason Graham.
Yeah, that's right. It seems like they all fall there. So,
yes,
Tennessee, Cam Ward, right?
Oh.
Cleveland, Abdul Carter.
Okay.
Look, I want Travis Hunter, so I'm dodging the Travis Hunter pick. And the first time you wonder would be the Browns, who might take him.
Yep.
So go Carter. And the Browns, like, washing their hands of Deshaun, could put Shador in play there. It could.
It could, yeah.
All right, now we're going to 3. I need to see Shador here. I can't see Travis Hunter here. He got no chance.
Yep.
Here we go. 3rd pick.
It's the Patriots, right?
It's the Giants and then the Patriots. Patriots, I can hope for one of those offensive linemen to go. Or maybe even Mason Graham. Let's see. Number 3. The New York Giants select Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what happened at pick 4? You know what happened?
They didn't take.
No, they took Will Campbell. New England took Will Campbell.
Oh, man.
Can I get the Giants either to let maybe somebody will trade up to 3 with the Giants and take the quarterback? And then let me see what he writes about Campbell to the Patriots is going to present a prospect we weren't expecting. If the 2 quarterbacks go. Right? Mm-hmm. 2 quarterbacks in Campbell means either Carter or Hunter is there. But the key would be Campbell to the Patriots. Why is he thinking that? He writes, I'm sure the Patriots would be more than happy to trade out of this spot, but this might not be a draft in which teams are trying to move up early on. New England could desperately use help at left tackle. Takes a hard-nosed player who Mike Vrabel should love. Okay, all right. But in this scenario, we are left with the guy who has just about been the mock draft pick every step of the way, Mason Graham, about whom Zierlein writes, Graham doesn't have the freakish size, length, or athleticism that others might offer, but he's tough, consistent, and productive, and that's what Jacksonville needs inside. Amen to that. Amen. Long for a guy that's as productive as Ronaldo Wynn, for Pete's sakes.
That's Holt, George.
All right, this is the drill. We'll come back with a football fix. I do have one note outside of March Madness that involves Gator basketball in the transfer portal. So I'll touch on that and go deeper on it, in fact, a little bit later in the show. We got to get Smart John today. I'm going to go to the therapist couch with Daniel Murphy in the Power Hour today. Maybe he's going to come in wearing like tweed and, have reading glasses on the bridge of his nose and have a little notebook. And I'll just stretch out here across 3 broken chairs and give him my, I'm having bad thoughts is what I'm having. Having bad thoughts this morning. Braves were 0-6. Got another whopping 1 run last night. It's too sad to scream anymore. He got out yesterday in the rant. How was the rant received?
Oh, man, the rant got out there.
He did.
Yeah, it was well received.
Yeah, it gets out there a little bit. I don't know. I thought it was fair. Was it received as fair, or was it just received as there goes that crazy process screaming again?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, sure.
They enjoy it.
Yeah. There could be some questioning why the emotional investment into a season that's 6, at the time, 5 days old. That would have been a fair question, but then you just don't know me, do you? The Braves are my mood ring, and their mood ring right now is a dark, deep, like mauve, like blood and black mix. And I'm drowning in it, ladies and gentlemen. It's gurgling in my throat, my lungs. Like I said, I need therapy. Football fix when we return. Some football therapy for all of you. You're listening to The Drill on Petros Plumbing Wednesday.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
NBA basketball tonight. The Miami Heat, they are on the road to take on the Celtics. Heat 34-41. The Celtics, one of the better teams in the NBA with a record of 56-19. Celtics are 11-point favorites, paying out at -600. The Heat pay at +450, over-under at 213.5. NHL hockey, the Florida Panthers, they are north of the border to match up against the Maple Leafs. Panthers 44-26-4. Maple Leafs come in 45-25-4. In this game, the Maple Leafs pay at -122. Florida at +102, over-under 5.5 goals.
$250 bonus and you open up a G-Bank Visa signature card. Visa.com/GBank.
I'm Matt Pauley. This has been your action update on 1010XL.
Florida heat is no joke. Is your air conditioner ready for it? At Duck Duck Air Conditioning, we've got a crazy offer just for you. We're giving away free AC inspections to our wonderful customers who now call and schedule. One of our expert techs will come look at your AC unit and make recommendations to ensure it's running at peak performance. But you must act today. A deal this good won't last forever. Call 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning. DuckDuckAC.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Enhance your home with Renewal by Anderson's superior craftsmanship and timeless design. Right now, get $300 off all windows or $825 off patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months, but this offer expires April 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren here from Helmets and Heels. When it's time for new tires, look no further than Big Chief Tire. Their experts will help you quickly find the right fit, ensuring a safe and comfortable ride. With quality options, fair prices, and quick installation, you'll be back on the road in no time. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and roll into 2025 with even greater confidence guaranteed. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Get more Gators on the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Friday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL's Gator Bites podcast wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
If you're heading to the AUG or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Find the middle of the fairway with your drives. Get the golf tips and talk to keep you straight.
That's a great tee shot.
On the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
All right, it's Baloo. Let's get real for a minute. Losing weight isn't exactly easy, especially when your life involves being surrounded by good food at every event imaginable. Believe me, I get it, but thanks to Awaken 180, I'm already down 10 pounds, feeling sharper, more energized, and never hungry. This isn't some juice diet or starving yourself nonsense. I'm eating food that tastes great, even when I'm out on the road. Here's the beauty. Awaken 180 gives you the game plan to handle real-life situations. I've been hitting plenty of events lately, temptation everywhere, and I've managed to stay on track effortlessly. That's huge. 10 pounds down, energy way up, hunger totally controlled. So if you're tired of carrying around extra weight, tired of diets that don't work, it's time to check out Awaken 180. Take it from me, Hacker Dempsey Hayes, basically everyone. It's easy. It works and it's real. Do what we did and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Your Jacksonville Sharks are back and ready to take the field for the 15th anniversary season. The Drive for Five starts Sunday, April 6th as your Sharks take on the Las Vegas Nighthawks. Ask about special ticket pricing for all you sports teams at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
Go Sharks! Prosser here. Sharks football is back. Come celebrate the 15th anniversary season this Sunday, April 6th, as the Sharks take on the Las Vegas Nighthawks in their home opener at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Already 1-0, the Sharks look to crush Vegas on Pirates and Princesses Night. Have some family fun and break out your best pirate hat or tiara.
We're not but humble pirates.
For tickets and special pricing for youth sports teams, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. That's jacksharks.com or 621-0700.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, 6:47 here on a Wednesday morning, a Detroit's Plumbing Wednesday. Hicken's off on a golf trip the next 3 days. I'll play my big, important golf and work, ET. I'll work through it. All right, we got some NFL technology news, some rules changes that were ratified yesterday. Another big one, probably the one that captures the most attention, is pushed forward a little bit. So we'll get around to that in just a sec. First, though, the Shazam Spotlight brought to you by ShazamAuto.com and the Murray Ford Superstores, Stark and Kingsland. Take that short drive, beat these big city prices, and you'll have a customer experience that you'll remember, and for good reasons. Trust my friends at the Murray Superstores. All right. It's just, being an Atlanta fan is just so sad. All right, even the usually you can count on those old Braves for you to come through and at least carry some pride for your city, but they left pride at spring training. If they went to spring training, I mean, it's a baseball team that acts like it's the first time they've seen the sport. Just came over on the Mayflower, a bunch of pilgrims throwing it around. Anywho, see what I do? I can't help myself. But Atlanta fandom will do that to you. Turn you into a beleaguered, bitter sports soul. So last night, the Hawks game. The Hawks game last night, they're doing that, those promotions where they take two jokers out of the stands and they let them do a layup, a free throw, a top of the key, and a half court. If you win, you win a new car or lifetime ice cream or $10,000 or whatever it is they give away, right? We see some glorious player-fan interaction because of some of these contests. Famously, I can remember down in Miami with LeBron, it was some old fan won something. They all went crazy and hugged him and took him down to the floor. It can often create some cool moments. But Hawks players can't even get that right. Such a miserable lot, Atlanta sports franchises. But anyway, you guys know those little contests they do. So they get the two guys out of the stands. Hawks are inevitably on the way to like a 14-point loss at home to Portland, who's terrible.
Yeah.
So they bring the two guys out of the stands. And, it's time to do the layup, free throw, top of the key, half court, and win your lifetime, pizza supply. And one old boys gets the ball, goes to do his first layup, leg collapses and crumbles. He just shreds his knee, falls on the ground, writhing in pain. Like the host, the person who does like what you do at the Sharks games is one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta girl. She doesn't know what to do. Now she's realizing how serious this is. But here's the kicker. The real players, the basketball players, are laughing at the dude.
Oh, man.
What's wrong with y'all, man? Especially two sad sack loser franchises like the Hawks and the Blazers. If anybody should be laughing, you should laugh all the way to the bank, maybe. Oh, my guy's writhing around. I got dudes making $8 million a year sitting on the bench chuckling. Come on, man. That's cold, Charlie. That's today's Shazam Spotlight. I mean, if you're an Atlanta fan, again, the most famous Atlanta story, I tell you, it's not a joke. Falcons' first ever game, franchise history. Decided to be a great deal. Let's hire a Falconer. Sing the national anthem. We'll let the Falcon go, circle the stadium, and come back down and land at midfield. Falconer comes out, a great pomp and circumstance. National anthem, a hit. Season opening, first game in franchise history for Atlanta. Falcon flies up and flies away. He knew what he was in for. I don't have nothing to do with y'all. That Falcon flew off to Tennessee somewhere. So classic. You go, Hawks. You go. All right, look. A couple things are in play here besides... I'm going to hold off on the football fix, by the way. I'm going to come back at the top of the hour and get to some, not necessarily in the form of a football fix. I will give away some Sharks tickets, so y'all sit around. I'm going to try and stay on time today. I got a lot of good stuff. We got Get Smart John. I got a bunch of Daniel Murphy coming up. And I got an interesting, I think, story here with Florida basketball, or storyline probably. It's not like some sort of breaking news. But when we come back at the top of the hour to 7 o'clock, I'll get into these rules changes. I'm not going to forget you there, and also some other news around the league. So, but I want to get this in. Look, there's a few dynamics in play here on this wonderful, magic carpet ride of Gator basketball that has them into the Final Four against Auburn, a team they whooped earlier this year on the Plains. First, there is the dynamic of this team, right? And Walter Clayton Jr. certainly get a lot of well-deserved attention. But where is Walter Clayton Jr.? How did they get him, Transfer portal. He's joining the backcourt, a terrific backcourt. Will Richard, where'd they get him?
Transfer portal.
Elijah Martin, where'd they get him?
Portal.
Okay. Not only did he get all three from the portal, showing how important the portal is, and at the same time how good Golden's been at it, all three of those guys are seniors. They're gone.
They're gone.
Right? That leaves you with Denzel Aberdeen, Klobjar, and, a recruit, and now you got to hit the portal. I mean, it was Zion Pullen has also been a good portal addition at the guard position. Sometimes for a year, sometimes it's 2. In Richard's case, it was 3. But how much portal magic are you working, ET, if you're grinding your team to the Final Four?
You can't work that portal.
No, you can't. You can't work that portal. It's not fair to your team. And the good coaches, they realize that. Golden's saying, we haven't been very active at all right now for this year. I'm trying to give our guys that have bought into our program, that are with our team right now, all the attention. We'll worry about that when the season's over. We might miss on a couple of kids because of that. I've seen kids already committing, which is kind of crazy because their team's still playing ball right now. They are apparently, though, in on a couple of highly sought-after recruits in the portal. Like the number one, I wish I had these names in front of me. I had them earlier. And doggone, okay, here we go. They're focusing on the backcourt. According to On3, Florida is targeting UNLV guard Deaton Thomas Jr. and East Tennessee State guard Quamari Peterson. They're both in the portal. Thomas Jr. was recruited heavily by Florida. He chose UNLV. He went into the portal after Kevin Kruger, that's Lon Kruger's son, was fired. He's a scoring point guard. He averaged 16 points, 5 assists for the running Rebs last year, and is considered the top point guard available in this portal class. What an important position and get that would be. Meanwhile, Peterson is coming off his junior year. He was the SoCon, Southern Conference Player of the Year at ETSU. He averaged almost 20 points a game, shot over 40% from 3. Sounds like two guys that would be a perfect fit, doesn't it?
Sounds legit.
Got to get through this year first, but, man, that's the other side of getting good. You get really good players. You get them for a year. Just catch magic and run. I watched some of the McDonald's All-American game last night, and immediately, once you become a basketball talking point again, things like that become interesting because you'd like to see some payoff on the traditional recruiting trail as well. I haven't seen what every single other team, I haven't measured what every other coach has done in the transfer portal since Todd Golden got to Gainesville. I would find it hard to believe someone's done better. I mean, Condon and Halk are recruits. That's, Chinyalu, transfer. The 3 guards already referenced, transfer. Who else are they getting any real contributions from? So he's been excellent in that transfer portal. It's the backbone of this Final Four team, and the guards have been the backbone of the Todd Golden success. Right? Even last year that ultimately ended in disappointment in a first-round loss, it was Clayton Jr. emerging last year. It was Riley Kugel was a part of the rotation then, and it was Zion Pullen was excellent. Let's don't forget Zion Pullen, how good he was in his 1 year in Gainesville as well. So, if those guys are paying attention and seeing what playing in that system and having success can do, just look at Walter Clayton, who, as we've mentioned, went from like undocumented in mock drafts to now up into the first round in most of them. All right, let's come back with some of that NFL news. You can hear Gator basketball in March Madness. Coming up Saturday night, it's a 6:05 tip. I believe our coverage starts at maybe 5:35. Does that sound right?
Sounds legit.
Give you a little pregame. That's on AM and FM. That's coming up Saturday night. The Gators in the Final Four. All right, I'll come back with some NFL news, but since the Football Fix is brought to you every morning by both the Julington Creek Golf Club and the Jacksonville Sharks, we've got a ticket package I can throw your way. You're welcome. Actually, ET has it, so be nice to him. Come kind, come courteous. I'm not going to put any numerical parameters on you. You get through to E, you get the ticks, enjoy the Sharks on Sunday afternoon. And we're back for hour number 2 next on Abitros Plumbing Wednesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Go full throttle for a photo finish.
Look at this! Whoa!
Sunday at Darlington.
Checkered flag is out.
Powered by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 and 1010XL.
The magical basketball ride continues for Gators fans this weekend, and now you can remember all 34 Gators wins with a full-size Season to Remember basketball for only $149.95, featuring scores of every game along with embossed logos, championship history, and more on panels of the ball. Order now. Get one of only 5,000 licensed balls. Call 800-345-2868, 800-345-2868, or visit nikcosports.com.
Homeowners, listen up. It's time to start fresh in 2025. Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here to help take control of your finances in 2025 by lowering your house payments and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Right now, Loan Pronto has some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans, starting in the low 5s APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in process with another lender, call Loan Pronto now. Lock in at a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees. Call now, 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the Drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
E.T. here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days than bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find Scratch Kitchen that always comes in the clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktail shots, and more. Come on, somebody.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight? But it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Spring is in the air. Time to wake up your lawn with Heroes Lawn Care. Say goodbye to pesky mosquitoes with their organic and spray treatments. Perfect for outdoor fun. Keep your lawn clean and fresh with their pet waste removal for homes and businesses. Heroes Lawn Care takes care of it all. From mowing, edging, fertilizer, to irrigation, and much more. Visit heroeslawncare.com.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
Tired of supermarket produce that's traveled thousands of miles before you get it? Treat your family to farm fresh, Florida-grown fruits and veggies delivered right to your home with Doorbell Farms. No supply chain issues or questionable origins, just seasonal produce handpicked from local farmers. Subscribe monthly and enjoy the best local farm produce delivered right to you. Sign up now at doorbellfarms.com, connecting real people to real family farms. Doorbellfarms.com.
Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. This month, get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner. You'll get 25% off all cleaning services. That's right, 25% off. Check out 8,000 raving customer reviews if you don't believe me online. Call them, 904-287-5727, or visit their website, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL, presented by Southern Oak Insurance. The Florida baseball team dominated UNF by 4 runs last night. The Gators slammed a season-high 5 home runs in the win, led by Bobby Bozer, who drilled a pair of homers, including a 6th-inning grand slam, to finish with a team-high 5 RBI. Justin Nadeau, Colby Shelton, and Brody Donay all connected for solo homers, with Shelton posting his 50th career home run in the win. Florida is now on a 2-game win streak after avoiding a sweep by number 15 Ole Miss last week, with a 3-run victory in Game 3. The Gators will look to extend the streak as they open a 3-game series against number 23 Vanderbilt Friday. Listen live at 6:25 on 1010 a.m. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 67 degrees at 7 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we got an army here at 1010XL. We put boots on the ground, give you top coverage of all the big events, and the draft will certainly qualify as a big event and trying to build this football team to something we're all proud of. And to that end, the 1010XL draft guide is now available to download. Got all kinds of cool stuff on there. When I say draft guide, I mean it is a guide, the biggest, most comprehensive look at all the elements of the Jaguars in the upcoming draft with all kinds of different features. So where do you go there? 1010XL.com and download the NFL draft guide. I'm sure it's available in all of these other fine places as well. So the draft is going to be here before we know it. What is it, 3 weeks from today, ET? Is that what we would determine?
Right around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, 3 weeks from today, the Jaguars will be going up with that number 5 pick. By the way, I was looking at a mock draft, E. That mock draft we were looking at earlier, I should say. I wasn't looking at one, and Shedeur didn't go there to Cleveland, but this mock draft has Cleveland trading back into the first round. They have, I think, the 33rd pick. Jags picked 37th. I think Cleveland has the 33rd pick. So early second round, and this particular mock draft would have them trading back up to like the 20s to get Shedeur there. You do see Sanders falling in when it comes to maybe the ceiling for him. You still can see him there at 2 or 3 to Cleveland or to the Giants, but it's becoming more and more rare. And so I think it's more likely that he slides out of that top 10, and then a team that wants to get him makes up and moves it there. And there's not going to be teams willing to trade all the way up into to number 3 or to number 5 because of how much it would cost. And I wonder if in certain years, if you're picking number 3 or number 5, and Cleveland, say, comes calling, trying to get back up, if you don't hold them to the ransom that you normally would get for the 5th pick. Now, I don't know if you're Cleveland's not a good example. Jags can't trade down to 33 and go 33-37 out of the gates. Don't get me wrong. You sit at 5 and you get the best football player on the planet who's available to you at that spot, whether it's Mason Graham, Travis Hunter, or the man in the moon. All right, on to the lots of just percolating news out of Palm Beach. You've heard from Liam Cohen down there. You'll hear more from him this morning. But each team is, meeting with the media and kind of a state of the union. Again, we just got a bit of one at the Combine, but we'll get one now. We'll get another in May. Jaguars get a couple extra weeks of work. If you have a new head coach, you get a couple extra weeks of work. So I believe the team can report on the 7th of April. The rest of the league can't go until the 21st. So they'll have that as an advantage trying to get up to speed. Once the season starts, we got some new rules that are now official. The tush push, by the way, which is the one rule that gets the most attention. It's gaining steam, but it has been tabled. It might be voted on again in May. There are 16 teams now that are willing to say get rid of that thing. And again, it's the pushing and pulling that's occurring in other plays that can be used as ammunition to make that decision. Now, on the other side, it's not a play that's causing injury. And so that usually is what the NFL can use as their rationale when they get rid of plays they don't want to see anymore. Is there a better chance of injury? That's the reason the kickoffs have changed, and more changes are coming there as well. It would seem the only way to stop injury on a play was to not run it. And it'll be interesting over the course of the years, if by lining these two teams up downfield and separate them by 5-10 yards, whatever it is, they say concussions were down 40%. I mean, is that a big number? How many kickoffs are there? How many kickoff returns were there before they went to this dynamic kick return? Right? Hadn't we gotten to the point where 80% of the kicks were touchbacks?
Right.
So they're in one regard, they want to trumpet injuries being down, but at the same time, they want more of the play. And in order to get more kick returns that weren't enough last year, they're increasing the penalty for the touchback. And so instead of getting on the 30, you'll now get it on the 35, and it was an incredibly low number of returns last year. Just took your medicine. You either took it at the 20 or the 30, and away you went. If you did return it, you were happy just to run it into the scrum. Didn't see it. How did it end up? How many kick returns? E.T., fire up your Google machine in there for me, friend. It whirs when we get it going in the morning. Let me know the number of kick returns for touchdown last year compared to 2023. And then also, if you could, the kick return average last year, like average per return, or maybe just the number of kicks returned last year versus 2023, and the number of kick returns for touchdown last year versus 2023. We know that the overall number of kick returns was down, because that's why they're changing the rule that now the touchback will come out to the 35. Change the overtime rules. Now this is the question I would have about the overtime, and it's a question that we can easily get the answer for. Let's click on the story. But when it comes to the overtime, they're now going to give, just like they do in the playoffs, they're going to give each team the ability to possess the football in OT. So even if they score a touchdown, you're still going to get the ball, and you should. I mean, because that's what it became. All it did was change the motivation for a team getting the kick to just settling for a field goal or trying to score a touchdown. And your want to for scoring that touchdown when all you need is a field goal was different. I think they're finding out that want to and sudden death is a pretty big carrot. So while we wait on the tush push and we know where the kick returns are going to go, the overtime change is, now 15 minutes long. Because I was going to say, if you're guaranteed a position, you keep it at 10 minutes, it's going to just create a whole new set of problems. Team A gets the ball, they go on an 8-minute drive, they score a touchdown, and now Team B, they get a chance, but they got to do a 2-minute drill? That wouldn't be fair either, would it? But now on to the one that's the most intriguing to me. And officially, the league is going to use the Sony Hawkeye technology for measuring first downs. It replaces the chain gang. The chain crew will remain on the sideline as a backup. So here's how it works. The Sony Hawkeye technology uses cameras to track the ball's position and determine if a first down has been achieved. While the chain gang will no longer be the primary method, they will remain on the sidelines as a backup. The NFL is trying to streamline the process of measuring first downs and make it more efficient. This is all fine and dandy, but it seems like I guess they're just going to be in the ear. No, you're marking it 6 inches short. Is that how it's going to work? So basically, there's going to be somebody in the, I'm guessing, I can't find a big, long, detailed explainer on this, and I'm sure it's there, but I'm balancing 41 storylines in my head. But what happens in those instances where the ball's covered? There's a mass of humanity. This doesn't sound like you're using trackers, ET. This is just using, if you coagulate all these cameras, you can triangulate down to the exactness, right? So does that mean the play ends, they blow the whistle, and they get into one guy's ear, put it at the 32 6-inch line? Now, is that how we're going to spot the ball? Because really the problem with spotting the ball was these meandering old codgers would they'd be at one place on the sideline, and by the time they ran in to mark the ball, they vacillated off their spot 3 or 4 yards sometimes. Often like within a yard, but those inches matter. This is long overdue. I hope it works. I'm interested in seeing it. I'm interested in seeing just exactly how it plays out, what it looks like, how efficient and effective it is. Now, the NFL began experimenting with a digital measurement during the preseason last year. Do you ever remember actually seeing it being used, E? Was it all like clandestine? This is how it will work, but it's like a soft open?
Yeah, I don't really remember.
I don't remember it either. Wouldn't we have if there were plays last preseason where they went and they showed you the tech? No, I never saw any of that. But this year will be the primary. I guess last year they saw enough that makes them comfortable relying on it now as the primary technology. All right, 6 8K cameras optically track the ball position. It's tied into the existing replay system housed in New York's central office. The league plans to use this as an alternative to walking the chains out and manually measuring whether the 10 yards have been gained. Initial ball placement will still remain in the hands of the on-field refs. However, once the ball is spotted, replay assist will confirm the accuracy of the spot. So basically, the game goes as known. The play runs, the refs grab it, they wobble off a half a yard left or right as they spot it, and then when they go to spot it, they beep, beep, beep. Hey, no, dum-dum. Back it up a half a yard. That's how it's going to work. According to the release on this rule change, the full operational process takes 30 seconds, saving about 40 seconds from the manual chain measurement. Chain system will remain on the field, as we've said, as a secondary option. Interesting. Get Smart John is next. It's a Beach Rose Plumbing Wednesday. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Sometimes, when you believe the impossible, the incredible comes true.
Hey, is this heaven? No.
It's 1010XL.
It reminds us all that once was good.
Lauren Brooks here. At Hodges Mazda, they are proud of their solid reputation in the Jacksonville community. As your hometown Mazda dealer, their high customer service standards and their huge inventory of new and used cars provide their customers a consistently first-rate car buying experience. Their professional non-commissioned sales team puts your best interests first without exception. And all new vehicle purchases include the Hodges Mazda Protection Package. Visit them online at HodgesMazda.com or stop in today to learn more and discover the Hodges Mazda difference.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
All right, gentlemen, we've trained for this. We've battled the elements. But if there's one thing we can't afford, it's letting the heat take us out before the big game.
But Coach, the AC at my house is busted. I barely got any sleep last night.
Well, Johnson, you should have called Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. They're the real MVPs. Now let's cue the cool music.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
It's time to elevate your game night. Head to Best Bet, your premier destination for poker, card games, and hospitality. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine, we have a seat ready for you. Whether you're a seasoned poker player or just starting out, we have you covered with poker games of all limits and easy-to-learn games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em. And it's not just poker. With delicious dining, lively bars, and big screen events, there's something for everyone at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com and ante up for fun.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
Gang, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, you just got divorced, you have children, you likely want to take care of your family. Of course you do. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Henson and the Henson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney, Matty is, but we both want to know, have you done your last will? Man, Dan, why you bring that up? That's depressing. No, it's not. Something you got to take care of, something you want to do because you work hard for your money. You want to get the money to the people that you choose. Planning also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Right? You want to have as much money as you can for your loved ones. Matt Henson will listen. He'll help you with your decisions. He'll provide you info needed so you're at ease with your choice. It's the Henson Law Firm. Real easy to get a hold of Matty. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Office in Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
All aboard! The Combine, Free Agency, the Draft.
Here we go!
Ride the off-season like a locomotive with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Might want to buckle up, baby.
AA Automotive on Richard Street. Family run since 1954.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web. Precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Tax season is here, and your refund can go further at Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie here. Put the extra cash to work by investing in your vehicle, whether it's overdue maintenance, brake repairs, or new tires. Their skilled technicians will help you get the most out of every dollar. With 5 Jacksonville locations, fair prices, and trusted service, Big Chief Tire has everything you need to hit the road with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling. Hey, it's Matt Hayes. If you're like me, as soon as you click yes to a subscription, you feel stuck. Starting Awaken 180 was the complete opposite because it's not a subscription, no fine print. Pay as you go, lose weight as you go. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks, and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway for all your outdoor living needs. Let them show you how a durable paver driveway can enhance your home. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
1010XL is presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Get Smart John is polished up by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
You know what that music means? It's time to exercise our noggins, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of noggins, he just doesn't have any hair. Let's get Smart John. Hello, Johnny.
Good morning, Gugan. How are you?
We're good.
Doing well.
I'll miss my guy with the obscure, 70s music questions and, probably some movie links. I'm going to miss him there. Hopefully ET and I can muster up.
Well, actually, I had an audio clue all picked out, and it actually went back to the 60s. But I changed it because, rest in peace, Val Kilmer. So.
Okay. Does that just happen?
Yeah, Val Kilmer died.
Okay. I thought, if you want to know the truth, I don't mean this coldly. I thought Val Kilmer had died already.
Oh.
Yeah, I really did. What did we see? No, I'm not even being mean. What was he in that he looked terrible? Was it the Top Gun remake? One of them, he just looked, oh, my God.
Yes. Well, he had throat cancer.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
I get it. Yeah, I'm not making light of any of this. Trust me.
Yeah, he was only 65.
Yeah.
But they said it was, I think his daughter said it was.
All the 20-somethings just said only.
I know. It's true. It's true. So, also, I do have a shout-out.
All right.
To Ben Carlson. Met him here at the hospital, so long-time Guggen.
Okay.
And I have a very, very special shout-out. Known this man for many, many years. Honored to call him my friend. And after 52 years in the radio business, the one, the only, Robbie Rose.
Okay.
Is retiring.
Okay, good for Robbie.
So I see Robbie and his lovely wife, Terry, every Tuesday night. Sure. So they're just delightful people. So wish them all the best. And 52 years in the business.
Yeah, I believe. So he must be, one of those guys that started when he was 14 or 15, probably. There's a bunch of, I'd be curious what our guy Jacko, how long he's been in the business. Jack O'Brien, was a radio DJ probably 40 years ago at least. Yeah. I need to call Jacko. In fact, we might need to wrangle up Jacko later today for a March Madness update. I was going through the station bracket challenge.
Is he at the top?
This dude Jacko's not only is he at the top, I think he had like 8 of the 8 and all 4 left.
Dang.
Yeah, it's something crazy, dude. I need to know what's going on, man. Him and the Wiener are getting up to some things on the weekend.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. High flying with Jack O'Brien and the Wiener.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Settle down.
Jeff, I've known Jack so long, going back to you weren't here then, called Y103. And goes so back, I had a full head of hair. That's how long I know Jack.
Eons. Archaeological dig for that one.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's get some questions.
All right. We're going to get you started with same word.
Okay.
What word can mean both discarded waste and the act of declining something depending on the pronunciation?
Yeah, that would be refuse and refuse.
Yes.
I like the ones where the crossword experience comes in are good for me, E.
Easy.
I'm an old, boring dude. I'll do a Sunday morning crossword. That's me.
I still do the Wordle every day.
There you go.
Hey, that keeps your mind sharp. Those are good.
Yeah,
no, absolutely. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Science.
It's science.
What is the chemical element that diamonds are composed of?
Oh boy, this is how stupid I am. I know this. You press it and it becomes Is it? God, what a dodo! Yeah, this is where they start calling us stupid.
Right. So they're screaming at the radios right now.
I mean, is it carbon? Carbon.
I'll just wait till you're.
Yeah. Carbon.
Yeah,
wow.
It is carbon.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Captain Geography.
Oh, blue question. I missed one last week. I'm now.
That was a hard one, though. It was.
Yeah,
it was.
Oh, by the way, that was wrong. Did you know that?
No.
The answer is Mongolia. It's not Kazakhstan. And because Kazakhstan. And by the way, Kazakhstan has a little bit of coast. It was a terrible question, but that's okay. I'm not here to kill you for it. But just so you know, to call people at Trivia Nation and tell them, get your bleep together. You're making me look bad.
Yes, I would say, come on.
So the answer is you can Google it. The answer is Mongolia.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Fair enough.
I only know because you know how the text line is. The listeners are.
Of course.
Yeah.
They're very sharp.
Yeah.
And most of the time they're right, but not always.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yes, I'll
I
take
got
that.
you. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, blue question.
Yes. What is the capital of Switzerland?
That would be Geneva. No, Geneva. No, is it?
I'm just waiting for
Geneva.
No,
Yeah.
you're asking her.
Yeah. No, I'm going
Geneva.
Yeah, I'm going Geneva.
How about no?
No, is it Bonn? What is it?
No, Bonn was West Germany back in the day.
Okay.
No, but it does begin with a B. You want to try just
Is Geneva in Switzerland?
Yes.
Well, I
it
mean,
is.
I hate to tell the Swiss how to run their own country, but big mistake here. Oh, yeah. So Sweden, that's crazy. And have I heard the name?
No, Switzerland, not Sweden.
I mean,
Yeah, you've heard of it, but it's not. You would not. A lot of people would not associate it as being.
But I don't know. Let's move on. I missed it. What is
Okay, it's Bern.
Bern. Okay. I was thinking
B-E-R-N.
Bonn, Bern. Yeah, I was in the neighborhood.
Right.
That's what I
Yeah,
meant
you
when
were.
I said Bonn.
You were.
But no, that's a mistake. I mean, you had a whole convention there in Geneva. Let's just make it the capital.
Yeah. Kind of like Ottawa is the capital of Canada. You would think it'd be Montreal or Toronto. One
Yeah,
of
fair.
our cities.
But this one even more. Like I'm not sure I could have named another city in Switzerland.
Zurich.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Yeah.
okay. Current events.
Okay.
Who won the 26th Mark Twain Prize for American Humor on March 23rd? Was it Conan O'Brien, John Mulaney, or Stephen Colbert?
Sometime.
I know it's a double guess here.
All right. This is not. Man, it's just not registering. Like, two of those guys are old news, and one just got hot again. And, he left his wife, which is, now applauded. So probably got him extra credit. Mulaney, I'm going to go.
Conan.
It was Conan. All right, good.
Is he the one who left his wife?
Oh, Mulaney did.
Oh, okay.
Mulaney just went totally Hollywood and bolted his wife and family, the whole thing. Whatever.
Oh, geez. Okay. Sports. And this had a bonus, too, for last night, folks. Of course, not everyone has a wheelhouse with sports. So, who was the first NBA player to score 100 points in a single game?
It was Wilt.
It's Wilt,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, he's the only
It was.
Yeah, the only person.
Correct. And for the bonus point, where did he score those 100 points? I need city and state.
Yeah, it's I know the city. It's not in it's like in Syracuse or could it be Buffalo, Scranton, it's like Latrobe or some nonsense, Harrisburg. I'm going to go with Rochester, New York.
It was Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Hershey. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Yeah, I should have known that. That's bad.
Probably should have.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I don't know if I get any help on those other two. Hick would have got that one.
yeah,
He would have.
I'll have to save that. Maybe ask him next week.
You don't have to ask. 1,000,000%.
Okay. All right. History.
I'm kind of reeling. I'm on tilt a little bit, E. Come on, man.
Okay.
I could have helped you with Wilt.
Yeah. We got the first part. We actually got that right. That was the bonus we missed. Is that what happened?
Correct.
There? Okay.
Yeah, you got it right. That's correct. So you
now-
haven't missed that.
Now,
Right.
now I feel better.
That was a bonus. Yeah.
Now I'm like the Braves. I've actually scored one run.
Within 3 years, either way, in what year was the Panama Canal completed, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean?
It's like 70, E. Yeah.
I should know this. I was just there.
You're the Coast Guard guy.
I was there like a year and a half ago or so.
72, maybe 7. I don't know for sure. I want to say it's like early. I think it's like let's go 70. 1970. Am I way off? Is 60, 50? What is it?
It's 1914.
Oh yeah, no idea.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, no idea.
Initiated under his.
No
Okay.
idea. No idea.
Okay.
That's a borderline blue question.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
It kind of is.
Yeah,
It
that's
kind
bad.
of is.
It's a
Okay.
bad showing right now. I like the Braves.
Cars.
I've become the Braves. I just saw that damn Panama. I just see this is terrible. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Maybe-
because it was in the news. Even the president.
No. I saw like one of these boring TV deals about it was around World War I, maybe?
World War I, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I just saw something on this. I saw him digging it. Black and white photos. Guys running around like, Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. A lot of people died from, I think it was yellow fever during the construction
You
on
bet,
it.
down in those jungles of Panama.
Yes.
Come on, man. Wake up. Get in the game. All right.
Okay.
I'm missing ones I know. It's the one thing to just not know.
You want to play the intro again? We'll start playing trivia again. Okay.
Damn it.
Cars.
In cars. Boom. I did my Hicken there. Channel my Hicken.
Yes, you did. Which Japanese car manufacturer produces the luxury brand Infiniti?
Those are Nissans.
Okay.
Yes, it is Nissan.
That's my guy. I knew it wasn't Toyota or Honda. Nissan was all that was left. I would have gotten there, but I don't. Yeah. That doesn't stand out.
Okay.
I'm so used to hearing your Lexus Infiniti dealers everywhere you go in the country. Your Lexus, you want to attach it to Lexus, which will be attached to Toyota. Oh, the tangled webs we weave.
We weave them.
True. I'm going to give you another geography.
Okay.
And you're going to get this.
Okay, good. Thank you. I feel like it's just kind of a freebie.
I have confidence in you, Jeff.
All right.
What is the name of the largest island in the Caribbean?
That's yours, isn't it?
Hispaniola. That's what
right? The two together, that's Dominican and Haiti.
Yeah, that's what I
Is that bigger than Cuba?
Cuba might be up there.
I mean, I know that's bigger than like Dominican, Puerto Rico. There's no other big. Those
it's
islands
one
are
of those
small, man. Is it Cuba? I don't know which of Cuba and Hispaniola are bigger. Let's go. Let's go Cuba.
Yeah.
Cuba's bigger, Papi.
Cuba Libre. You know what a Cuba Libre is?
No.
What's in that? What is in that?
That's a rum and coke.
Oh, for real? That's it?
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Yeah. Cuba Libre.
Wow. Who knew? I didn't realize. I thought there were more ingredients myself.
Just a rum and coke. With probably lime or something.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. So, again, in tribute to the late Val Kilmer, E, if you would please.
Oh.
You need any help? With what? You figured it out yet? What's that? Who's the best pilot? No, I think I can figure that one out on my own. I heard that about you. You like to work alone. You need any help?
All right,
Okay.
so unless the answer is Top Gun, I'm in trouble.
You might be in trouble then. And again, I had forgotten that Hick's not going to be there today. So, all right, maybe I make a Lisa. Okay, what was Val Kilmer's?
Yeah, just tell me the real question. Don't quote. Make it easier.
Okay, the real question was, what was his real name, not his call sign, in Top Gun? His first and last name.
Hockey sticks. No idea. Do you know these, E? You didn't even see He hadn't even seen Top Gun. And I don't even know. Let me tell you the names of the pilots that I know from Top Gun.
Goose.
And Iceman.
Maverick.
That's it. Iceman was his call sign.
I was going to say Iceman. So I'm going to say he probably starts with these like Eisenhower or Eisen or it starts with I.
Actually, his name in it was Tom Kazansky.
Never in a million years. What kind of question? Did they ever say that name in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Goose does.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
When he makes the introduction.
All right. Well, I'll take the Iceman.
Yeah, when it was
moral victory.
Iceman and his guy Slider.
Sure. Who could forget Slider? I could. Just did.
Okay. All right. Current events.
All right.
A French politician recently remarked that the United States should return what gift from France?
Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
I mean, what else have they given us except maybe like crabs?
Oh, dear.
I mean, for real. Hey, France. Hey, France. Try some of this. I'm not in favor of these all-body deodorants. These commercials ad nauseum makes me just scream to the nation, please, all y'all take a bath. But, yeah, the French could use some of that all-body stuff. Yeah, spray and rub that stuff all over there, you boys and girls.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. You stay out of our way. Shut your mouth, France. Take it back. You mean
okay.
France? You be speaking German. Do I need to remind you what y'all are speaking over there right now? Take it back. Yeah, we ought to. You know what we ought to do? Pick the big lady up and just drop it on Paris. There you go. You want it back? There it is. We just dropped it in the Louvre. Enjoy.
Or drop it on the Eiffel Tower, even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Up yours, France.
All right. The category is business. I'm very confident, Jeff, that you're going to get this. But I want to see if our young friend
Okay.
Okay.
Watch as my young friend E attempts to answer the question.
What major credit card company used the slogan, "Don't leave home without it"?
Yeah, don't leave home without it. That'll be that don't sound like Visa. That don't sound like MasterCard. Is that Discovery?
I think they would even type out your little name on the bottom. In
That's
the
right.
commercial.
They sure did. Little typewriter noise. Tut, 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 tut.
American Express.
It's
Don't
American,
leave home without it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
American Express.
Yeah, American Express.
So speaking of trivia, you mentioned it. And I was talking
It's a terribly dumb question. Is American Express still an active credit card? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. But you mentioned Visa. Do you know what it was called before it was Visa?
That'll be a no.
It was MasterCard, wasn't it?
Nope. No.
Was it? This is before. This is pre me being financially. I don't have.
As a matter of fact, I can always remember the ad.
MasterCharge? MasterCharge? No, is that the same thing?
MasterCharge was what became MasterCard. But Visa was Bank AmeriCard.
No, I don't know. Yeah, no. When did Visas come along? Like when did
Probably
credit cards?
80s,
Okay.
maybe 80s, I think. But what I remember is
It's a bad day when we stopped carrying on cash to buy what we needed. It's led to
the
some
big ad in
problems.
Atlanta when Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's record. I remember that was one of the big. You saw the Bank AmeriCard logo. But anyway, just
don't leave home without it.
That's yes. Okay. Science. What meteorological measurement helps predict weather changes by tracking the weight of the air above us?
Like barometer?
Yeah, I'll take that. Barometric pressure. Yes. Very good.
All right.
TV. What was the first animated television series to air on primetime network TV in the United States?
D, you want to guess at this?
I feel like it's got to be The Simpsons.
No, it's before that. I'm pretty sure the Flintstones started as a primetime show, believe it or not. Growing up as a kid and seeing it on nothing but Saturday mornings. I think the Flintstones was a prime. I could be wrong. This is pre-me. When I was a kid, I don't remember any cartoons being in primetime. So to your point, I don't remember a primetime cartoon other than like the Charlie Brown specials. I don't remember a primetime cartoon show until The Simpsons, but that's 89.
How far back did Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo was not in prime. I think that was a Saturday morning show. I'm going to go Flintstones. I think it was a knockoff of the Honeymooners.
That's exactly right. Yes, my uncle actually was one of the animators on that, and you said it, and it was based on the Honeymooners.
Okay.
And I think, again, I don't have it in front. I think it debuted in '63.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I'm not positive.
E.T., have you heard of the Honeymooners? That old show?
No.
That's an old sitcom show that what's Jackie Gleason? These are people that people don't know.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, E. Have you ever heard this?
That's back in the day where we found it funny as a nation to slug our wives to the moon.
Right, that's it. That's what I was just gonna say. To the moon, Alice.
You ever heard that? To the moon, Alice. To the moon. Yeah. He's basically saying, "I'm gonna punch you to the moon, woman." Yeah. We laughed.
Yeah. Well, just like I had a young person say, I made the comment. I don't remember the conversation, but it was lighten up, Francis. And of course, he looked at me like, "What?"
Yeah. What's that? Stripes?
Stripes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Sports. Which NFL quarterback threw for the most passing yards during the 1990s, cementing his legacy as one of the era's top passers? And note, regular season or including playoffs does not make a difference in the answer.
I mean, it's got to be Marino, doesn't it?
I was thinking Warren Moon, but you may be right.
I mean,
yeah, I'm going to go with you when it comes to sports.
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to get my dad. You start to get older, your decades run together. But Marino's last game was here, 99. So that would have been the decade. So he played the entire 90s. I know he may have been I think his injury was in the 80s. They threw it all over the yard.
They did.
Right? Clayford, those were kind of the 80s, though. A lot of Marino was late 80s. Were they still was he lighting it up throughout the 90s? Phrase the question for me again.
Excuse me. I lost my spot. No, which NFL quarterback threw for the most passing yards during the 90s, cementing his legacy as one of the era's top passers? No, regular season or including playoffs does not make a difference in the answer.
In other words, he has it whether or not he had any playoff appearances. Your Warren Moon answer is not bad, but I don't feel him like thriving to the end of the 90s.
Okay,
let's 90s. Yeah, Peyton came late. Yeah, all those guys are later. I mean, Fouts is 80s. I mean, I'm trying to the volume pass. It's got to be Marino.
It's got to be Marino. Yeah.
What am I doing? Who ever thought that? I mean, you got to, if you're going volume passers, you go Unitas, you go Fouts, you go Marino, and then you get into the whole Breeze, Manning, Roethlisberger. Now they just throw it a zillion times.
Okay.
All right.
I'm glad you stuck with it.
History.
Before reaching their final destination, excuse me, the Pilgrims originally intended to settle in a region that became what present-day U.S. state?
So they landed at Plymouth Rock, which is what? Is that northeast? I mean, is that Massachusetts? I don't.
Pennsylvania.
I don't know. I'm dumb. I'm pretty sure the Pilgrims landed.
Plymouth Rock is Massachusetts.
Landed in Massachusetts, and they were probably trying to come to like the lost colony. Probably going to Virginia. I'm gonna say Virginia.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
We didn't?
Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Oh. Scared me. I'm on tilt. I'm going to go Virginia. It could be Massachusetts.
New York.
I mean, how do they even know where they're going? I mean, there are no states. Come on. What are we doing? Well, they just put it in Google? I mean, stop it. All right, we got time for a couple more, Johnny.
Okay. Words.
He hurt me with his words.
What word, often associated with exclusivity, can also refer to a prop that is used by jugglers that resembles a bowling pin?
What are those called? Those aren't called juggling pins. Juggling, I'm going to have to go through the first one. What was the first one again? That was a long one.
Oh, yeah, it's about exclusive.
It's a term meaning... Okay. Exclusivity, yeah.
Yes. Can also refer to a prop that is used by jugglers that resembles a bowling pin. I did not know this either.
So it's a term.
A second rounder.
You're saying it's a term for exclusivity? That's the.
Yes.
So there's a word that means exclusive, and it's the same word for a bowling pin that you juggle.
Right.
And that word is, so if something's exclusive, it is. I mean,
you know what? This kind of borders on chicken feathers because of the way it's worded.
Okay.
I'm going to toss it. The answer is club. It's club.
Okay, a club. Okay.
Club.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Let me give you one more.
I probably could have described.
It's a little
club.
ambiguous.
Yeah,
ambiguous. So that's why
that may be a first ever thrown out for chicken feathers by the host. We've thrown out dozens.
Okay. All right. Well, let's end on party time.
Okay, party time. We got.
That's my vibe.
Let's end this thing right.
What event in 1773 was a protest against the British taxation and helped ignite the American Revolution?
That was the Boston Tea Party.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, we're partying, baby. I got coffee instead of tea. All right. Appreciate you, Johnny.
All right, guys.
Yeah, have a great week. That's Get Smart, John. And there we go. We got smart, or at least tried. Actually, when you miss a couple of questions, settle down. We missed maybe 3. You actually get smarter because you learn something.
Absolutely.
Are you really learning anything if you're just spouting out information that you knew already? That's how you take it, Braves fans. That's how you take it. You're listening to The Drill. It's a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
You down with JAG?
Yeah, you know me.
You down with JAG?
Yeah, you know me.
You down with JAG?
Yeah, you know me.
Who's down with JAG?
The Bold City.
1010XL, proud flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Tired of supermarket produce that's traveled thousands of miles before you get it? Treat your family to farm-fresh, Florida-grown fruits and veggies delivered right to your home with Doorbell Farms. No supply chain issues or questionable origins, just seasonal produce hand-picked from local farmers. Subscribe monthly and enjoy the best local farm produce delivered right to you. Sign up now at doorbellfarms.com. Connecting real people to real family farms. Doorbellfarms.com.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, maybe even your kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Don't let divorce take more than it has to.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark tonight at 7:05. Its charity begins at home featuring Connect Church. Then it's Thirsty Thursday and fireworks Friday and Saturday. Baseball all week and weekend. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
What could you do with an extra $75,000 right now, or even a couple $100,000? If you own a home, you can get that money in less than a week with Loan Pronto. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto is the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold hard cash, so you can pay off all your credit cards or start that home remodel. Loan Pronto has several easy options to let you access the cash from your home. There's virtually no paperwork, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, often no appraisals. Listen, the average homeowner now has over $300,000 in equity. That's your money. Use it. One client got $150,000 out and paid off all their credit cards, 2 car loans, and a personal loan, cutting their monthly expenses by $1,500. You can get approved in as little as 1 day, so act now with no hard credit pull up front. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. Get the money you need for anything at 904-999-1508 or just go to LoanPronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Good teachers and coaches get the most out of their scholar athletes. That's why 1010XL salutes the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
And the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight? But it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by
Advanced Business Solutions.
your local authorized Xerox dealer on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's get that serious counseling session in order. I welcome in the former NLCS MVP Daniel Murphy. We're going to kick around some sports, some baseball specific coming up in just a little bit. Murph, how you doing? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Late.
Thank you.
How did opening day? Last we saw, you were going on a opening day trip out to Texas, I believe.
It was awesome. Chris Young really took care of me and my oldest son.
That's a former teammate of yours?
former teammate. He's the
Is that the, like the
president of
6'10" Chris
Yes.
Young? Okay.
CY Princeton basketball and baseball. Chris Young, and we were teammates in New York, and he let us get on the field for batting practice. And
yeah, nice.
And I looked up at one point, and I told Noah after this. I looked up and I was like, "No, we got the place to ourselves." It was the teams hitting, a photographer, for the Rangers or two, one reporter who's been around a while, Evan Grant, who could probably go where he wants. And I was like, it's just us out here on the warning track, just watching
He gets
BP.
excited like he never played 10 years in the majors.
Oh, it was a
great.
trip. And I
love it.
If I got one more real quick, my oldest, he's so much braver than me. So Marcus Simeon comes over.
All right.
I had a couple guys come over and talk to us. It's like, I was so humbled. So he comes over, we're just talking ball a little bit. And earlier, probably about 5 minutes, Noah had seen a baseball that was just kind of by itself by the batting cage.
That's the first thing. How old is he? 11?
He just turned 11.
Okay.
Yeah, on March
11-year-olds,
31st.
you see that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So he earlier he goes, golly, that baseball looks so lonely. I was like, yeah. I was like, and then I was like, my man's about to make a break for it. You know what I mean? And I don't. So Marcus gets done and he's about to walk. He goes, hey, get that baseball for me. You mind grabbing that? He goes, yeah, no problem. Goes over there, tosses it to Noah. And I was like, I love him for it, because I would have been too bashful to like ask for it.
Yeah.
And you don't get what you don't ask for.
Well,
so
that's what they say.
Get the grease.
There you go.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, that's awesome. What a great trip. And then you came back home. I listen, we don't have to make a big topic out of this, and we don't even have to go any further than the conversation that we had.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the simple fact of something that you told me that I just think is worth sharing. So Murph comes back.
It was baseball weekend.
They got a baseball tournament down. Where did you say it was?
Space Coast. So the old Nationals ballpark.
And we've all been there, right? We've all raced our kids. You get on these all-star junkets. You go play ball. It's awesome. We know what it's like at those. What do you get at those things when you go? What do you go to the concession stands at a Little League game and get? Boiled peanuts, bubble gum, snow cones, hot dogs. That's what you do. Maybe a Coke. But down here, this is Little League. This is youth baseball.
This is a youth baseball
So you go up to get your boiled peanuts, and what happened?
Going up to maybe get my Skittles as well, too. To
Skittles,
get to,
another good one.
Second ball game. It's not hot yet, but we're on our way with the and we're playing on the turf, which is tire. And I get it for the
tire.
Well, for the rain, so I totally get it. But I look up and I see alcohol beverages for sale. And I was like, maybe they're not for sale.
Yeah, maybe that's for like
another tournament.
Adult things. Yeah. Right, when they have the beer league softball or something.
So of course I need confirmation. So I've already taken my picture of it. of the menu, and then I head up and I go, you guys serve alcohol here? Goes, and then the gentleman goes, yeah, we've got a seltzer. It's got like 12% alcohol in it.
It's good for the kids. The kids like it.
Goes, parents have one or two of these, and
yeah.
They get a little loose. I was like, I wouldn't doubt it. It gets to be 100
This sounds like a
degrees out
terrible. Again, this is not a prudish observation, but there's places for everything. Throwing alcohol into the mix with you idiotic parents at these games with the umpires and everyone else. It's just you can't go an hour without being on the sauce for your kids. I mean, we can't go an hour without a beer. Listen, if you do it right like we used to. You go out in the parking lot, sit in the pickup truck, and get your cooler out. That's how you drink a beer in a Little League game. You don't go to the concession stand.
Well, my fear is that who's running the tournament is thinking the same thing. We don't want you doing it out there. We'd rather get you your money in here. And I'll say that, and I'll first say there was not one incident the whole tournament.
It's just odd.
We had. I was odd.
It's odd. You shouldn't sell alcohol at Little League games. I'm sorry. I mean, again, not a prude, and I'll have a beer today sometime probably, but no.
I agree. I was taken aback. I would say I was almost appalled when I saw that it was on the menu. Yeah. It's difficult for me to think that this is all about the kids.
It's just hard. I couldn't imagine going over to MAA and I'll take 4 pieces of bubble gum, a snow cone, and 2 Miller Lights.
Because this place is nostalgic for me. I played my first road game as a professional basically at this ballpark.
Okay.
So
did you have a beer?
I did it. I had a turkey sandwich with hamburger buns, 1 mustard packet, sun chips, and go get them.
Yeah.
No,
I meant when you were playing down there, but you're talking about what you had this past weekend.
No, this is what I had when I played.
Oh,
this is the bushes.
Yeah, this is the bushes.
This is deep in the bushes, and I loved it. But it kind of looked like a prison when you would drive up to it 20 years ago. So I'm walking on the backfields, the same ones that I played on, and being real nostalgic, and some of them getting to tell the kids, like, yeah, 20 years ago, I was back here on these fields playing. But it was a great tournament. We have the FCA Blue Claws, like, we have just one of the best teams. We have the best parents. There were no incidents. We lost in the championship game on a walk-off to a team that had walked us off the day before, but we had a blast. So it was a wonderful baseball weekend,
all right,
selfishly for me.
And since I ate all that food, I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh, no. 5 beers. Oh, no. 6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers. And a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, there you go. That's Little League out of Vieira. Yeah, have fun. Man, I don't know what the parting of the ways, but with every next new franchise that Calais Campbell joins, it makes me wonder what the separation was like here. Did you see this yesterday? Calais is inked now for an 18th year in the league.
Wow.
1-year deal with
Denver?
going back home.
Miami?
Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, he's going back home.
Going back to the Cardinals, the first team that drafted him again 18 years ago.
He's on a LeBron plan.
I don't know what the Jags spearheaded this guy into late career Hall of Fame consideration.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell was a nice player, never anything special. He came here and was an absolute wrecking ball, nearly won Defensive Player of the Year. He played last year with Miami. You remember him? He was involved with that Tyreek Hill mess at the beginning, right? Went up to try to speak on his behalf.
Right.
And then I think he ended that game with a tackle for loss, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Or at least he had one in that game. No, it was the first play of the game, wasn't it? First play of the game. Remember he knifed through and had
the first play.
A tackle for loss. Campbell, Calais was non-committal about his career plans, but after leaving Jacksonville now like 7-8 years ago, right? When Calais was here, was his last year here? 18 maybe? Did he maybe play 19? It's probably 18. It's probably been 5 years since Calais played here, but he went to the Falcons, right? The Ravens. He's now going to the Dolphins and now the Cardinals. So 4 play, and it seems like every time, until this time we didn't really have any, right? What about Calais? But it seems like every time he was available, the Jag fan base was like, well, what about Calais?
Yeah.
It always seemed to match up as well, too.
Yeah,
the
we've still had that need.
And edge knee, and it's rushing, rush the passer knee.
I guess they lowballed him a little bit at those times along the way because he wasn't going. Not like he was ring chasing. He go off to Atlanta and to Miami. It's not like you're on the verge of the Super Bowl.
We brought him in. Did we bring him in 1 year when he was a free agent?
We did. I think almost. Yeah, I think after the first. Yeah, I think he left, and did he go to Atlanta immediately?
Yeah, I think
he had a decent year. He got his 100th sack when he was in Atlanta. And I think he was up after that. I do think we talked to him.
Maybe the year he went to Baltimore.
And then he went to Baltimore. 6 Pro Bowls, 1 first-team All-Pro nod. That came here in Jacksonville. 110 and a half sacks in now 17 years, going into his 18th year. Hall very good, and he could
y'all ran the kind of the edge rusher sack. Y'all talked about that a couple weeks ago of like the list of Hall of Famers and where Calais comes in.
110. It's a lot more than 110 and a half. What do you make of just real quickly the rules change? We're going to come back and continue our conversation. Daniel Murphy in studio with us here today. Hicken's on a golf trip, so that'll be fun.
Heading out west.
Yeah, good. Play that. It's always fun to go play golf out west because you just don't see, you just don't see that topography. What's the word? That topography here, that kind of landscape. It's just
not
so
at all.
cool.
It's target golf, like it's desert and green.
You see ribbons. It's like ribbons of green going through the, through the beach. Yes. That's what it looks like. It's like you're at the beach with ribbons of green. So let's actually take a break. Come back on the other side. I want to run some of these rules changes by you. I got to get into the psychology of what happens in team sports when you embarrass yourselves day after day after day. When does it actually start to matter? Because I just checked the pulse on the Braves. They don't give a damn. They're 0-6. So we'll get into that a little bit.
I may have been teasing some Braves fans last night.
They don't give a damn. They don't care. I mean, Braves fans care. The Braves don't give a damn. They're 0-6. They don't care. Clearly, they don't. I mean, they don't give a damn about anything. Clearly, I guess they get paid on Tuesday. Things will be fine.
Twice a month.
Boy, this is the drill. It's a Beatrice Plumbing Wednesday. Like family, Beatrice is there.
Hit me up right now, 641-1010. I got a family, a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Jumbo Shrimp. Or they're taking on Worcester. So hit me up right now, 904-641-1010.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Serving Jags fans since 2007. This is 1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey, don't you buy a diamond in Jacksonville until you check out Beard's Diamonds. You're going to see a much bigger selection, higher quality than those chain store diamonds, and you'll get a better price. Beard's is different, man. It's Jacksonville. Locally owned for more than 40 years. Great reputation for value and honesty and transparency. And, man, they take care of our local customers. Free lifetime warranty, free maintenance, free sizing, free cleaning, free insurance appraisals. They don't nickel and dime you. Everything's included at no charge. And Beards loves our local heroes in uniform, military, police, firefighters, nurses, 25% off every day, every purchase. And here's something cool. Nobody at Beards is paid on commission, so no pressure to sell you. Take my advice and visit Beards. Get to know our local owners. Let them teach you the inside tricks on how to buy a diamond the smart way. Not just engagement rings. Case after case of gorgeous everyday jewelry. Shop local, shop Beards, and get so much more for your money. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
When persistent plumbing problems leave you feeling flushed, don't panic. Call Roland Reich. They quote all pricing in advance, so your only surprise is how quickly they'll solve your issue. Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It's the blog players put their pads on for.
So we got to bring my thoughts and observations on our home team. That's what I share with you every week on my blog.
Roland Reich Plumbing brings you Hayes Blog on 1010XL.com.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Ah, summer in Jacksonville. Sun's out, flip-flops on, and whoa! Well, there goes Uncle Bob into the pool again. Protect your pool deck with Don't Slip Deck Coatings of Jacksonville. Their multi-layered slip-resistant coatings keep you on your feet, not on your backside. Durable, stylish, and way cheaper than an ER visit. Don't Slip Deck Coatings even has indoor options so your kitchen floor isn't a skating rink. Call 904-466-1839 for a free quote and follow Don't Slip Jacks on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, it's Baloo. Let's get real for a minute. Losing weight isn't exactly easy, especially when your life involves being surrounded by good food at every event imaginable. Believe me, I get it. But thanks to Awaken 180, I'm already down 10 pounds, feeling sharper, more energized, and never hungry. This isn't some juice diet or starving yourself nonsense. I'm eating food that tastes great, even when I'm out on the road. Here's the beauty. Awaken 180 gives you the game plan to handle real-life situations. I've been hitting plenty of events lately, temptation everywhere, and I've managed to stay on track effortlessly. That's huge. 10 pounds down, energy way up, hunger totally controlled. So if you're tired of carrying around extra weight, tired of diets that don't work, it's time to check out Awaken 180. Take it from me, Hacker Dempsey Hayes, basically everyone. It's easy. It works and it's real. Do what we did and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Guys, your lawn's the home field. Now you can champion your St. Augustine grass. TopDressing.com just hit Jacksonville with a game-changing patented process. Aerate and transform your turf into a fairway-worthy masterpiece. Less water, shorter cuts, and the envy of every neighbor. No one else delivers a perfect 10 lawn like this. Visit TopDressing.com and dominate your block with the same process that golf courses use. Top dress your lawn like the pros with TopDressing.com.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
Calling all fun-loving citizens of Northeast Florida. Freedom Boat Club needs your help. Lisa the botanista has gone missing. She left a note that said gone boating. But here's the thing. Freedom Boat Club has 4 local locations, Julington Creek, Jack's Beach, and 2 in St. Augustine, and over 400 locations across the world. That's a lot of water to cover. Is she water skiing on the Ozarks, whale watching in the Pacific, or island hopping in Spain? Or hiding right here at the Black Creek Rope Swing, or docking at the Conch House? Wait, has anyone checked Fort George Island? Too much to do on the water. So Freedom Boat Club is offering our best discount of all time, so you can help search. You simply make your reservation, show up, and have fun. I gotta go. I'm hopping on a boat to the fish camp for live music and lunch. Maybe I'll find the botanista there. Or better yet, maybe you'll join us with the best discount ever and enjoy boating made simple. Don't blame us when you start playing hooky too. Visit freedomboatclub.com.
I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL, presented by the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. The Florida baseball team dominated UNF by 4 runs last night. The Gators slammed a season-high 5 home runs in the win, led by Bobby Bozer, who drilled a pair of homers, including a grand slam in the 6th to finish with a team-high 5 RBI. The Gators will look to extend their 2-game win streak as they open a 3-game series against number 23 Vanderbilt Friday. Listen live at 6:25 on 1010 a.m. The number 3 Florida softball team takes on number 7 Florida State tonight for a rivalry matchup. The Gators are looking to earn their 4th top 10 win of the season and 10th win over an in-state opponent. First pitch is set for 6. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 68 degrees at 8 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Welcome to the Daniel Murphy Power Hour.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. That ball's well hit to right. I mean, really well hit to right. That ball is gone. Daniel Murphy has struck again. Daniel Murphy has homered for the 5th straight postseason game.
Presented by ITP Partners on 1010XL.
We got Jag and NFL talk. We've got Gators March Madness talk, but we're going to be talking a lot of hardball with our guy Daniel Murphy here coming up this morning. First things first, I'm going to admit I'm a little disappointed in you. Fair, he says, without knowing. Well, I mean, you are known for that lab coat in the laboratory, and you know you're a student of the game.
Feels like a torpedo's coming my way.
Yeah, you know all
about that.
You know all about the weaponry and the balls, and
funny.
Right, and the advancements through the year. And I'm just disappointed that you didn't invent the torpedo bat, or hadn't at least told us about this thing before. And I mean, he'll come in swinging a 52-ounce, 41-inch bat that Ted Williams swung, but the torpedo bat was new to us all. I can't help but think there's a little bit of placebo effect going on here, isn't there?
Yeah, I would say so. Yes. So I thought about this. It made me think about Ecclesiastes. Vanity, vanity. There's nothing new under the sun.
Okay.
So I mean, a bat, a piece of wood is a piece of wood. What it appears that the Yankees have done, or the idea with the torpedo bat, is reverse engineer it. Find where you hit the ball the most and fortify that area of the bat.
That's what they've done.
It makes sense.
But isn't that going to vary from player to player?
Maybe you're hitting the ball there because that's where the pitcher, the twirler, wants you to hit the ball there.
So now he's going to move it.
That would be my theory.
Okay.
So I would move it to the end of the bat.
Nice.
So there's some idea that
to catch up a little bit.
Yeah, there's an idea that, good things or nothing good happens at the end of the bat, or not as good. But there's base hits down there. And if you have enough at bats in your career, you realize that you're going to use every piece of this thing. So I wouldn't confuse the modern hitter of being like accurate, like overly accurate.
Because we're swinging harder.
And so now that makes the sweet spot even smaller, even though it's denser. But we're not marksmen to begin with. It feels like each generation of players is a little less accurate. There's more strikeouts. They go up each year. So, yes, I think in theory, put it where you're going to hit the ball the most. But the pitcher wants you to hit it not on the sweet spot.
I'm just... does there have to be? I feel like I've got a water balloon, and if you squeeze a certain part of it, part of the water goes somewhere else. Is that how? Do you have like the weight and length have to be uniform? I mean, how can you have a pregnant like a boa constrictor just ate a softball?
Yes, because it does have a unique. Yeah, it has a unique look to it.
Do I have to take that fat barrel and I have to squeeze it down to here? It has to remain with the same amount of wood and the same weight and length and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the specifications of it.
There's a diameter.
There's a specificity to the bat that you have to be legal. These bats are legal. I never thought they weren't.
Are they bigger where that pregnancy is than they are at the top? They're probably not. It just looks weird.
I think the way the shape of it is that as you subtly take some of the wood from the top of the bat and you slide it down, which looks like it. I know they're not trying to get jammed, but where the sweet spot is looks closer to the handle. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't mind getting jammed, but I thought the ball was going to go further towards the end of the bat I got on the sweet spot. So if you're to say you're going to miss-hit a ball, but you need distance, then I would choose the end of the bat to miss-hit it than I would close to me, if that makes sense.
Now,
there's more like whipping the bat into the zone.
The Yankees have hit 18 home runs in 4 games. They're not all using the torpedo bat, by the way. Aaron Judge using a regular old bat, and his 4 home runs count just the same. But there seems to be something to it. Have you ever swung a torpedo bat? Had you ever heard of it before this happened?
So don't believe I've swung one, and I don't think I'd heard it either. But each spring training, all sorts of gadgets come through camp. So not everyone, but bat companies will come through and they'll say, "Try our bat. We're kind of trying to break into the industry, or we've broken in and we have this person swinging it." And gloves and all sorts of things. It's a little bit like a little convention sometimes with the number of companies that show up. So I wasn't surprised at all, and I don't think that this bat is any different or going to make you that much more productive than a Mickey Mantle M110.
Are we just screaming the results of this bat? We're not telling you this torpedo batter struck out 3 times last night. In other words, Ellie De La Cruz has a career night with a torpedo bat, and we scream it from the mountaintops. The Yankees set the home run record through 4 games. We certainly are loudly tell you the torpedo bats are a big part of their arsenal. But is the success of this torpedo bat being overstated? If not, wouldn't just about every team be using it?
I think since it's the Yankees and it's opening weekend, like we're paying attention to baseball, we see something unique. I want to tell you, when I look at the bat, I'm like, I haven't really seen a lot of those.
It looks like it was made in a pottery class.
But I understand the idea behind it.
Okay.
But I think the pitchers...
Are you surprised it took this long for someone to do it?
No, I mean, the way I would say it is like I'll find the sweet spot myself.
Okay.
You don't have to move it.
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense?
100%.
All right.
I was hit on that part of the bat.
Hopefully, if you give me a broom handle, I'll find the sweet spot.
Well, and you would think that aerodynamically and otherwise, there would be something to the long history of the way a bat is tapered, that would be the most effective, efficient way to use a bat rather than have that, again, the boa constrictor rate of softball.
And it had been, but now the players today, they find that, these guys, they want it. It looks like they pulled it closer to them. Like it looks the sweet spot's closer to you.
Correct. It is. It is closer to you.
I preferred it further away from me.
Okay. Well, it is closer to you, to your point. I mean, the bats aren't longer, and you're using the top part where the fat part used to be, and it's more down to the middle.
I enjoyed feeling the weight almost at the very end.
I get that. It'd be kind of like hitting a driver, and you put the head of the club 6 inches up from
a sledgehammer. That's what I'm thinking of.
All right. I'm just going to, we won't go deep into baseball knowledge. I'll get put on the therapist couch later today, and I may just leave screaming, demanding meds. But I'm going to, you just give me let's just go Roman Caesar here, okay? And you hold your hand out and it's thumbs up or thumbs down. You guys enjoy this on YouTube. I'm going to give you the batting average for a Major League Baseball player, and you're going to thumbs up or thumbs down whether this guy should even, be allowed to eat post-game.
I'm going to take all their food from them. My thumbs downs.
This is awesome, these numbers. I'm going to give you two numbers. This is incredible. With an average of 130 and a slugging percentage of 261, should player A be hitting leadoff for any major league team?
Man, is that Michael Harris?
That's Michael Harris.
And he's got a homer as well.
Yeah, good for him. With an average of 091 and a slugging percentage of 273, should player B be heading second in a major league lineup?
Oh man, Austin. That's
Austin Riley.
Is that 2 for 22 or 1 for 11? That's 91.
Works for me.
Early
He's 2
in the
for
season.
22. He's got to play all the games. We don't.
Yeah.
I mean, these are our best players, and they can't hit. I can only imagine what the bad ones look like.
Early in the season, as a baseball player, you realize that you're better at math than you think, because 2 for 7 is 286, and you're like, oh, I can't add and subtract.
All right, let's go down. Is this any good? We've got an average of 167, a slugging percentage of 278. That's Matt Olson. Ozuna is the heavy-hitting superstar of the team. He's hitting 214.
But he's getting on base. He's
542 OPS. I mean, on-base percentage. All right, but just there you go. Ozzie Albies, stealing, hitting 136. Drake Baldwin, the future, giving me an 056. Brian De La Cruz, thanks for coming. You're hitting 000, Blutarski. Kellenic needs to be fitted for a slingshot and fired into the upper atmosphere. He's terrible. I don't like him. His resting face is very punchable. There's nothing about Kellenic I want in an Atlanta uniform. He's hitting 158. Remember Ethan White was the hot guy?
Mm-hmm.
He's hitting 000.
Oh, from camp?
Yeah, and then I've got Nick Allen, who's hitting 286. We got an up-and-coming prospect at age 31. Maybe he can take over for Arcia. But the point I made yesterday and these are just terrible. And all the guys I said have to step up. None of them have. And I'm now annoyed because I pointed out I feel like it would have been a point better made on Atlanta Talk Radio yesterday than here in Jacksonville in my seat. I think there's a point that should be written into the message boards in Atlanta and Braves Nation than it is made here, where we have a variety and diverse opinion. But it needs to be pointed out. It needs to be broadcast and screamed at these players and make sure the home crowd knows there's not a player on this roster in that lineup that's earned a bit of anything from Braves Nation. That World Series was won by 10 dudes that are Riley had a part. Albies had a part. He missed a lot of that season. But that's it. Nobody else on the whole team, pitching staff included, has anything at all to do with the Braves World Series. And I feel like this is a team that walks around like they won something.
Yeah, it's the 0-6 start. It is a long season. There's no doubt. But until you win a ball game, like, you haven't proven that you know how to win. And in the league and the teams they're playing, like the Dodgers, you can feel it. So I watched a little bit of the game last night, and they're up 1-0.
Braves are.
Yeah, the Braves are up 1-0. You can just.
That's, by the way, that's like the ceiling for run production. So you need a shutout at that point.
Not much offense at all, but.
9 runs in 6 games, Daniel.
Well, this happened to the Mets last year. Not to change it, but just as a parallel, they start 0-5, and you just, as a club, you can feel when it gets in those in the game and in those middle innings where you know it's time for somebody to take the game by the scruff of the neck. You just don't know how to win until you've done it, and it's wild the way the league can smell blood on you. And so right now you got to find a way. I mean, obviously they're playing hard, but find a way that's like today's a getaway day. Come and then you'll get an off day, I guess, probably coming back to.
Yeah, today the Braves will lose to the Dodgers tonight. That's at 8:38 first pitch, and they'll 100% lose. It's Snell against Elder. It's not even fair. But I'm not going to completely, and I hate them right now. The last thing in the world I want to do is watch an Atlanta Braves baseball game. They can go to hockey sticks. If I go see the Braves this year, I promise you this, it won't be in Atlanta. I'll support another team's G&P before I'll give any to these cheap bastages who did nothing all offseason and have left us with an unfair fight against teams that are trying and spinning really hard to get better. But I'm not going to just completely give up on everything until you have a homestand.
Yeah.
Right? Play a team that's not the Dodgers and the Padres who are both undefeated.
And
they come home and they got ET's Marlins this weekend. They got 3 against the Marlins and then 3 against the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you come out and go 0-7, come go 4-2, get to 4-9.
Well, you got to get the donut hole out of there
They're losing
first
today, buddy.
Like,
And by the way, just read their body language. There's no dogs on the entire team. Just a bunch of dopey losers, man.
But that's what the league is trying to do to you to make you feel that way. And when you look up and there's a 0 there, it just feels 0 is different than 1.
Only winless team. It's the worst start for the Braves since 1990, and that was the Braves once went worst to first before some of you guys were born. Yeah, 1990, that was the worst and worst to first. So it's how long it's been since they've been this pathetic, this inept, this impotent coming out.
As a Braves fan, and this is the fear that what it was going to look like to get your reinforcements back, to get Acuna back, to get Strider back, and some of these players that you got to get there. And right now, when the lineup gets past Ozuna and Albies, and nothing against Baldwin, he's young, but he's struggling.
He's in over
De La
his head.
Cruz can be pitched to, and Kellenic can be pitched to. So
and Arcia is no good. He's a good defender.
Yes,
Can't
but
hit.
offensively. So that puts even more pressure on Michael Harris and Riley and Olsen at the top. So last night, Olsen hits a double, Ozuna comes up, and like you're thinking as a Braves fan, at least I'm watching it at the time thinking, they're not going to get a ton of chances to score. You really got to cash in on these. And then the last 4 guys in the lineup can be navigated.
Just like they were last year. They got in basically on Chris Sale and Schwellenbach winning 2 of every 4 days.
The lineup feels like the postseason last year, where you had 4 or 5 spots that you think you can mark, and the rest you're hoping to maybe walk.
The only bit of the only quotation of in fairness to the Braves GM, first and foremost, obviously Alex Anthopoulos is very smart. He must have that must be a penny pinching terrible ownership group who's not willing to spend to remain competitive and contending and try and win, obviously, or you would go get help. You'd have Tucker right now. You'd have someone right now. You wouldn't be in this boat that you're in. But it's also a line that's supposed to have Profar and Murphy in it. Now, you could say that's, well, then shame on the Braves. Maybe there was a reason that there was no market for Profar. Maybe you're the only dolts in the league that had no idea this was coming. I don't know.
No, that's just unlucky to me. And that's just, I think, what I think happened. Usually this time he failed a spring training test, so we all come in and we get a drug test, a steroid test, basically.
How can you do them? You know you're going to be tested.
Well, you're also failing an IQ test at the same time. Yeah, it's the same year, same time every single year. We come in, and as soon as you report, you're on the list. You go in there and pee.
And what's happening now too is they don't get hit for the performance enhancer. They get hit for the masking agent.
The masking agent
to the performance enhancer, and that's what Profar got hit with. He'll be out 80 games. They needed him. They paid him pretty well. They needed him in Acuna's absence. They've been so bad in these 6th annual because I blow like to win passion wise, but the reality part of me has a pretty based view of what the team is going to be, where they're going to go. I'm really, really, really starting to think like the educated part of me that this is going to be a lost. This is going to be a lost year, and at some point we're going to have to reconfigure what we thought we had here moving forward.
It's the foundation of it right now that it doesn't look like.
It doesn't look like it did a couple of years ago.
I wouldn't be overly concerned about the pitching because I feel like you guys have pitched well enough. It's getting the offense to your reinforcements, and so. Murphy going down is obviously, that's tough luck and you're not expecting it, but everyone deals with injuries and you already knew they were coming in. I'm not saying that Anthopoulos should have or should have done anything differently in the construction of the roster. It's just that you do know that your ringers are out and you're going to have to find a way to get there.
The real problem here is if you're a real serious team and I'll give you Swanson and Fried, you never let Freddie Freeman out of the zip code. You never let him out. I don't care what he's asking for. Lie to the owners and tell him he didn't get it, and then write him a check and say, Freddie, don't say anything for a year, whatever it is. Huge, massive miss there. A total failure. They rode the wave of success in the World Series, and it overshadowed just a god-awful personnel move, and it seems so much worse now because the hope, if you're a Braves fan, the skills will start to decline. And they haven't. He's the same Freddie Freeman he was when he was in Atlanta, and so if they don't get better quick, Anthopoulos, that may be the most damaging of the moves that were made. And look, short term, you brought in Olsen. He's had great years. They're okay, but they don't have that throat grabbing, I don't feel like it at least.
Yeah, no, I did. As you say that, it's almost or is there going to be a little bit of a generation split, kind of like in how you look at the Braves, after winning the World Series and then deciding to move on from Freddie, and then that started kind of this new era of Braves baseball. But as you talk about Freddie, it's just he's so steady, and his steadiness is MVP level, that when you just plug it in over the course of the season, it's gives you such a high floor. He is a wonderful player.
All right, I have a question. Let's actually take a break. We'll come back with more. We got Jags talk. We got some rules changes in the NFL. We got more Major League Baseball news. We got the Gators off to March Madness. We got all kinds of cool stuff. Murph in studio with us. Appreciate that. Hick's off on a golf trip for a few days. We will forge onward through the end of the week. It's a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. More Jaguars, more prep sports, more Gators, more Knowles, more dogs, more golf. Plus original podcasts from your favorite 1010XL personalities. 1010XL.com.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Hey, imagine having a doctor available to you any day, any time. That's my doctor, Rick Townsend. Why? Well, I've been going to Doc T for a long time. But he told me, he said, Dan, I'm going into concierge medicine. I said, what is concierge medicine? Doc said, well, look, you're not feeling well, you need an appointment, come see me, right? You don't have to make an appointment for 2 weeks later. You got a medical emergency, here's my number 24/7. I'll call right back or get right back to you. It's like being a member of an exclusive golf club, but the cost will surprise you. Now, Doc T, I've stayed with him because he's the best doctor I know. Navy trained, graduated from Wake Forest. So whether it's yearly physicals, office or virtual visits, cancer screenings, referrals to specialists, hospital follow-ups, Doc T's got you covered. And you have questions about this, go to mypvconcierge.com. That's concierge medicine. All your answers at mypvconcierge.com. Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Friendly competition meets great futures. It's the Birdies and Bounces Tournament presented by the Mackenzie Noel Wilson Foundation, Friday, May 9th at the Yards. Where else can a pickleball tournament, 15 holes of golf, food, fun, beverages, raffles, and great activities help a worthy organization like the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida, where 59 clubs serve nearly 6,000 youth daily. For tickets and team registration, email Charlie C. at bgcnf.org.
When you want to be heard, send your opinion to the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Thank you for believing in me when the bosses didn't give me a chance.
641-1010. No texting and driving. Get your thoughts heard on 1010XL.
Look out, world, we're getting strong. The future's here and we belong. She can stand, she can do more. Like build a rocket and watch it soar. Or clean the oceans and make the world a better place. Oh, she can stand, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM.
Learn more at She Can STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Looking for an engagement ring in Jacksonville? Here's a pop quiz. Which Jacksonville jeweler cuts out the middleman and guarantees the lowest price on any diamond? I'm thinking it's... No, it's Beard's Diamonds. Question 2. Which jeweler in the town center has thousands of designer engagement rings and a multi-million-dollar diamond inventory? I'm going to say... No, it's Beard's Diamonds. Question 3. Which jeweler in Jacksonville offers an unbiased diamond education, a lifetime upgrade, and free maintenance for life? How about Dude, you should have learned by now it's Beard's Diamonds. Final question. Which jewelry store in Jacksonville hasn't been sold a few times and is currently not owned by a national conglomerate? Beard's Diamonds? Ding, ding, ding. Now you're getting it. Beard's Diamonds guarantees a better selection, an unbeatable price, superior warranties with no corporate rule books, no commission salespeople, and no chain store atmosphere. Beard's Diamonds, Jacksonville's jeweler. St. John's Town Center.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. You're listening to the Daniel Murphy Power Hour, presented by ITP Partners on 1010XL.
I don't know where we are on the shot clock, Eve. Is it expired already? Is that where I'm at? Are we a break behind?
No, we good. Yeah, we
a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. We'll make do.
We always do.
It's kind of slow going right now on the Jags, and it's a dangerous time of the year from this standpoint. It's easy for guys like me to get a little frustrated when you start hearing all the coach speak over and over. I can take the Liam Cohen and James Gladstone commentary when they first get the job, speaking in their pie in the sky perspectives, but by now you ask questions. They give you the same kind of answers they first gave you, and now they just seem kind of dumb. Like, we want to get good players. No kidding. You know, we're asking you, what are you looking for? And they can't, bottom line, tell you what they're gonna target. It seems pretty flippin' clear at this point that Mason Graham will be a Jaguar early on draft night.
Yeah, it's feeling that way. It doesn't seem like Carter or Hunter are gonna
fall.
5.
Yeah, because it seems like Shador is just not going to go in the top 5. He's going to fall, and somebody will trade him, get him in the teens somewhere, but he's just no one. I think teams aren't willing to give up what they have to give up to get up into the top 5 and to get Shador Sanders.
And the Giants looks like they've sorted their quarterback room for this season with Winston and Russell Wilson, so they may be less likely to take Shador.
I guess doesn't seem like a great strategy if you're the Giants going.
Did you see them getting Travis Hunter and then trying to get Shador later in the first round?
You're talking about the Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see them or the Browns, either one. Look, Browns are in the same deal here. They got no quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jameis is gone. Who are the Browns even left with? I thought they were like on the doorstep of getting Kirk Cousins, but it hasn't come to pass. Cousins is still a Falcon.
He's not waiving his no trade clause till after the draft. Fool me once, shame on you.
Yeah,
fool me twice.
Yeah, that's by the way, smart move. And the Falcons, kept him, gave him that roster bonus, keep him on the roster. I think just so they can have some control when it comes to trading him.
And the market will let you know on Kirk. There'll be some teams that may look into him depending on injuries. With the Giants, Are their head coach, and their general manager, are they going to make it? Like, they need to win some games and show that they're also heading in a direction of winning more games.
I thought they'd get the Peterson-Balky treatment this year, to be honest. I'm shocked that they're both there. Daboll wasn't as good as Peterson. They each had a playoff year, and then Daboll had 2 terrible years. Peterson had one. They failed at the end, but still 2 9-8s, and then last year's debacle that has led to all this change. Changes are coming in the NFL when it comes to the rules. The overtime rule, way overdue. Both teams now get a possession. If you score a touchdown, I at least get the opportunity to do it. I think what happened there, man, is when you knew a field goal would do it, you just did enough to get a field goal. But once they said if you get a touchdown, the other team doesn't get the ball, the percentage of touchdown scores in overtime went way up.
Yeah.
Because you've given them a lot more, motivation. You've given them a lot more payout if they go get that touchdown. So now if the team goes and gets the touchdown, it'll be like it is in the playoffs. Now, the playoffs, you run the clock forever because you have to have a winner. They will up the time from 10 to 15, which you have to do if you're giving both teams full possessions.
That makes sense to give them enough
what are
time
you
to
eating
get
in there?
through
I
it.
smell like I'm at like the Olive Garden or something. Is that your food I smell?
Yeah, your boy had a...
What is? Is it Italian or is it chicken? What is we eating in there?
Your boy stay with that chicken, man.
He loves that chicken now. Well, how's that prepared? Doesn't it smell Italian to you, Murph, or no?
Yeah, it's got some. I like the savory.
Tomato somewhere in there?
Yeah, it's some peppers in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, it's dazzling and razzling. My sense of smell is just popping right now. The spotting of the football. I know I'm already looking forward to the first. Wait, what? Because that's coming, right? It's not going to be. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that same type of equipment that you can immediately, like in tennis. What's so cool about tennis? They challenge and immediately show the ball right where it is.
Real time.
Whereas this, they're just talking to a guy in his ear and telling him where to mark it. Now, I don't know, as part of that adjustment. And this is what they should do, right? Because here's what happens. They do it. It's going to look just like a regular game, only the chains won't be moving.
Okay.
And if the guy, if the old 64-year-old, wobbles from the sideline past the hash mark to where the ball's supposed to be, and he wobbles, a half a foot to 2 feet offline like they do, they get to him and say, no, mark it there.
Okay.
But so it doesn't. So what to me will be good, as soon as the play ends, they should put a line down where that ball needs to go. Tell us where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's going to be that. So we're still going to be that. Well, hold on. That should be there. This should be there. So I hope that as this goes, at the end of each play, they marked how far that ball got with all their triangulated cameras and all that good stuff. Because I don't think it's going to have that same, ability graphically like the tennis replays do, or the golf, the shot tracer, where it's pretty much going exactly. But it's supposed to speed up the game a little bit too.
Yeah, I think that'll be the biggest one. Is you want to get the ball down correctly, but keep the game moving because it's.
I think this too is.
To it.
I think a lot of this conversation and a lot of what's being promoted as the benefits of this rule come down to those situations where it's actually measured. Like there's no more bringing the chain out and stretching out, which by the way I kind of like. There's some drama there.
I do like the chain.
You wait for that thing to pull out and see if you got it or you didn't get it. So apparently, really the only change is that's gone. And I guess we're just going to, which in some ways you're going to have to trust that they're putting it wherever.
Believe me.
No, really, we didn't want, I can't wait for the Chiefs narrative next playoffs when they get a spot that none of us agree with. All right. That was pretty much it, right? They didn't do a ton.
They tabled the tush push.
Where are you on the tush push? As a fan and as an athlete, like if the New York Mets were the only team in the league that was doing something legally that no one else was near as successful, you'd probably be in your best interest to keep it around.
I'm for it. If you're not breaking the rules, and then they're talking about whether or not the rules need to be changed, and if you change them, then abide by them. But I think the Eagles are just the best at it. When they line it up and they're coming down your throat on it, it is frustrating from the other side, but it has been stopped. It got stopped a couple times.
Jags stopped them good. It's one thing we did good all year. The only elite thing Jags did all year was stop the tush push, like 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, something ridiculous.
So I would say if you're playing within the rules, then do it, and if you don't like the rules, then discuss it.
NFL's got a tough sell here because they are just such bold-faced manipulators. I won't call them liars, but So they'll go. They've got to go to whenever they want something. They've got a go-to topic that they will then manipulate into fitting whatever narrative they need to fit it in, and that is health.
Okay.
They don't
player
get
safety.
it. Yeah, I'm not saying they don't care at all about player safety, but this heartfelt nonsense you see from these billionaires talking about player safety, give me a break. If they really cared about player safety, they'd abolish the NFL.
There'd be less games.
There's
They wouldn't
a
be
thousand
hunting
things
to add another one.
So at the end of the day, it's going to be a tough sell for these guys to ban the tush push when there is no player safety issue going on here. It's a play that has been deemed to have less injuries than a normal play. And so that's always, anytime we want to change the kickoff, well, just say it's player safety. We want to change the whatever it is. The
hits over the middle.
Anything.
Yeah.
It's player safety. And so now they're going to have to go and admit and try and, manipulate some storyline of why they are doing this for something other than player safety, because they can't use that typical go-to excuse that they use for anything else. And by the way, in many cases, that player safety issue is an important and a real one. So what they're going to do here to get this through and really screw the Eagles. I mean, they really are. And to a degree, the Bills. These teams have developed. They've, in some ways, maybe even built their team to be able to pull these off. It's not fair to change it all because y'all can't stop it. But what they're going to do is they're going to use the fact that in no other parts of the football game are you allowed to push and pull people. It's holding. It's illegal support or whatever it is. Like a linebacker can't come up and push the defensive back or the defensive tackle. But on offense, we're going to let you do that. Or maybe they do it down. Okay, one person can push, but 7 can't. We can't. I don't like the look. I don't like it. If you got to get a yard, hand it off to the daggum running back. Let's play football.
Yeah, that's.
I don't like that rugby scrum look.
Yeah, the scrum look, and we opened up a can of worms when we were allowed to start pushing them, like you said, and because you used to not be able to.
That's right.
At all. That was a penalty.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know why when that went away. I don't know if it was. What's that? What are you doing in there? Oh, honking in there. You're like a goose, man. I'm sitting here. I hear this. I'm like, what?
We did. We both did.
My man, okay?
I can't blow my nose, man.
We're on E right now. We're paying attention.
I hear it all the way in here, man. You're eating that good food. You're blowing your nose like a goose. I got to go to break. It's a Petros Plumbing Wednesday.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
This is Leon Washington from Andrew Jackson High School, Florida State University, and the New York Jets.
You're listening to 1010XL?
1010XL.
92.5 FM.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Attention Florida homeowners, for 1 month only. Save big with Renewal by Anderson. Get $300 off every window and $825 off all patio doors. Plus, call now and ask about our brand new Ensemble entry door system. But hurry, this limited time offer won't last. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com today to schedule your free design consultation. That's bestwindowsflorida.com. Renewal by Anderson, your trusted window and door experts. Superior products, exceptional service. License number CGC 1527613.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
What could you do with an extra $75,000 right now, or even a couple $100,000? If you own a home, you can get that money in less than a week with Loan Pronto. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto is the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold hard cash, so you can pay off all your credit cards or start that home remodel. Loan Pronto has several easy options to let you access the cash from your home. There's virtually no paperwork, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, often no appraisals. Listen, the average homeowner now has over $300,000 in equity. That's your money. Use it. One client got $150,000 out and paid off all their credit cards, 2 car loans, and a personal loan, cutting their monthly expenses by $1,500. You can get approved in as little as 1 day, so act now with no hard credit pull up front. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. Get the money you need for anything at 904-999-1508 or just go to LoanPronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
She's very comfortable talking sports and hanging out with the boys.
Mia O'Brien here, still providing the best multimedia sports coverage in Northeast Florida on 1010XL radio, video, and social channels.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota.
Hey, beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. I love Zero Res. I've used them countless times at the Hicken Casa. I'll tell you what, your house looks better, smells better, feels better when Zero Res comes in. I love the cleaning freaks. They do an unbelievable job. And this month, get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner. Check this out, 25% off all cleaning services. That's right, 25% off all cleaning services. They can handle it all. Carpets, air ducts, upholstery, rugs, and hard surfaces, man. So just call Zero Res right now, 287-5727. Go online at zeroresjacksonville.com. Tell them you want the Hicken special, the 1010 special, the XL special. Zero Res, man, they'll take care of you. Spell it forwards and backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
An ACL tear can be a devastating injury with prolonged pain and rehabilitation. Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari. I'm a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon who grew up right here in Jacksonville and then went on to train with the world-renowned Dr. James Andrews. At Bari Orthopedics, we use the most current techniques to get you back on the field with less pain and quicker rehabilitation. We treat all types of sports injuries with the newest techniques available. Please call us for consultation or visit BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Oh, man, look at my guy's coming back. He's, I don't know, maybe taking a little umbrance with all the commentary on his, producer booth behavior here today.
Yeah, I'm tired of y'all picking on me, so I got to stump y'all. Now, Jeff Rowe.
Yeah.
Normally when we go to Murph, we normally focus on his particular knowledge when it comes to baseball.
Okay.
However, he is a sports fan.
Yes, he is.
Jeffrey, you also are a sports fan. So I'm gonna hit y'all with a little basketball.
Okay.
NBA basketball, that is.
Hoops, there it is.
Hoops, there it is. Come on, y'all. Now, Steph Curry had an amazing night last night. He scored 50.
Yeah, 52, I think.
That 52 is correct. And he that was his 15th time scoring 50 or more points.
Okay.
All right. Now I have a list of the top 10 players who scored 50 or more points the most. And I think y'all get it. The most being 118 times. Somebody scored 50 or more.
That's Wilt.
Correct. And the least was Allen.
Freebie. Free square.
It was 11, and it was Allen Iverson. So number 1 was Wilt Chamberlain.
And
number 10 is Allen Iverson. So I need 2 through 9, and Steph is on there with 15.
Yeah, Steph. We just got that's 3. Well, Jordan, obviously.
Jordan's number 2 with 31.
LeBron's not known as a super scorer, but he's been playing forever. He's got to be on there.
LeBron is on there. He's 8th with 14.
It's a joke.
Steph passed him.
Kobe.
Yeah. Kobe is 3rd with 25.
Third is 118 is first. Third is 25. Man, Wilt lapped the field with stats, and every year we forget more and more what he was doing to the league.
Does Kareem get on that list, or is it more accumulation?
No, I'm not saying that he doesn't.
Right, you're just talking out loud.
There's been some oh man, this is really hard because I'm gonna go. What about Harden?
That's right. Yeah, I was doing Harden.
Let's go Harden. Okay.
Harden is 4th.
Okay.
With 24. Behind Kobe, Michael Jordan, and Wilt Chamberlain. You have the top 4. You have Steph Curry.
I'm wondering if
you have LeBron. And you got Iverson.
Does KD? Did he go that big that many times?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's just the kind. I will say this. It speaks to how desensitized we are to scoring that you don't remember. I don't remember a ton of conversation. How about? I think Luka's got there yet. He's only been in the league 5 years. Does he have 15 of them yet?
Four.
What about Joker? Jokic? No. What was that? I'm talking to Murphy in here. You're throwing in sound effects and nonsense. What's even going on?
My bad.
What do you mean? What are you
I
even
thought that
doing?
was your final answer.
Where do you come up with these things?
My bad, bro.
All right, we need to know. How about Westbrook?
That's a good one.
Give me the rest.
All right. This Elgin Baylor.
I almost said Shaq. Did he do it enough?
Nah, Shaq didn't do it
enough.
enough.
The centers don't do it as much. Okay, Baylor, big time scorer.
Dame Lillard.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
And Rick Barry.
That's it? That's the whole list? Okay, well, we did well then. I wonder how many Trae Young has. He's probably got a few already.
The one, Dame, I should probably, should have paid more attention to.
Dame time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dame was a
That's
super
who Steph
scorer.
tied. Steph, they both have 15.
Yeah, Steph tied him. Man, our guy John Morant, dude.
You seen it?
Does he just drop? Does he get up every morning and instead of putting his feet on the floor, he falls out of bed on his head?
Did you see it? I think if you saw it.
I think John Morant just rolls out of bed on his head every morning and then goes around like he's been knocked in the head all day long.
John, what are you doing?
My man has been in trouble with firearms and insinuations when it comes to guns, more than once already in his young career. He's been suspended because of it. So Ja hits a big play last night against Golden State. And what gesture does he do to the Golden State bench?
My boy pull out the gun, the choppers.
Fingers shoots him. Yeah, he shoots him. But I mean, what are we doing, Ja?
What are you doing?
We got some record. It was a record night in sports, for a few different reasons. But the Yankees have set the Major League Baseball record for most home runs through 4 games. The Dodgers 7-0 start, though, I think is the best start for a returning world champion in 100 years. Of course, it helps that they're playing team impotent in the Atlanta Braves. Daniel, what is the danger that the guys are just done? I mean, they're not as good as you thought they were. And a lot of these guys, a year or two comes into 6 or 7 quick. Some guys just don't stay real good for their whole career. They're great for 4 or 5 years, and that's it. I mean, what are guarantees that Austin Riley and Ozzie Albies and these guys are going to be good enough to?
So those guys will get theirs. I think they get the guys that like Riley and Harris and Olsen, they're going to get theirs and Ozuna. You're still less certain about Kelenic and players who haven't done it before.
I'm certain about Kelenic.
Well, certain. Well,
you're dealing.
Yes,
you got to play him. What are you going to do?
And then the other fear is the one I had with the Jaguars in that if you do get your numbers and you are productive, does it matter within the course of the season? Are you already too far behind? And I'm not saying that for the Braves.
I'm asking you.
As far as
is 0-6 even for a good team?
No,
there's not many teams that go from 0-6 to the postseason.
No, but the Braves, but you have a division rival.
And we haven't had a home game yet.
Yes.
We've started at 2 teams now. Granted, we've contributed greatly, but the Braves have started at 2 teams that are 6-0 and 7-0, San Diego and Los Angeles. But again, we gave them the 4-6 to San Diego, or were responsible for them at least.
So that's the fear, is that you're not going to make it to get your reinforcements back, that you're going to dig a hole that's so deep that it feels somewhat insurmountable. And there's 160 games, but you come out of this and you're, 3-14 or something, like if you don't right the ship because you're not playing very well. I'm not saying that, but it can feel overwhelming. Like
Do the players feel that? What's the worst? Do you remember the worst start that you had on the Mets? What y'all's team worst start was? And
no, because panicking, but you are definitely aware that you have not won a ball game yet
as a player. Yeah,
yes, and it's different than having a 6-game losing streak in June. Like those you're going to have. Maybe you catch the Dodgers or somebody on a 4-game set, and maybe you lose the first inning of a game and the last inning of a series before that, and it's like, oh, we've lost 6 in a row. You can feel that as it's happening, and you're like, we need to win a ball game. But different when you just haven't proven that you can.
And I guess part of me is, I mean, are the Braves maybe? I mean, the possibility exists that they're overrated. They spent all last year not hitting, Daniel, all year. So we went. I mean, this is kind of like what it was like. You know what I feel like? I feel like a Braves fan right now is Jag fan in October of last year, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, we're a good team, and then second half of 2023 they fell apart. Now the Jags missed the playoffs. The Braves barely squeezed in by half game, and then they start the next year terrible. And listen, there's also this 0-6 is the equivalent of being in about the third quarter of your NFL opener.
Yeah.
And if you go 0-1 in the NFL, your season's not over by any stretch.
Yeah, it's 5% of the season.
But
so
it still feels just
that's what
every bit of it.
That's what the 0 will do.
And it bothers me, Murph, and they're not ready.
Yes.
You're a professional athlete. It's on you to be ready physically, mentally, emotionally. I mean, do you have no pride? I don't like my athletes to not have any pride. And I mean, if you scored 9 runs in 6 games, you know what I want my athletes that scored 9 runs in 6 games to do? I want them to call upstairs to Chavez Ravine and say, we'll pay to $40,000. Leave the lights on. My guys need to bat. We need some practice. Hey, jackasses, we're not going to the hotel. We're sleeping in the locker room tonight. I suggest some of you go to the cages.
Straight to the cages.
I mean,
after
come
the game
on, man.
Done.
I mean, do you have any pride at all?
That's like, as you say that, as a fan, and you've been watching them since camp, and then the season opens, and that must be the most frustrating part, that you feel like they were unprepared.
And for where you are on your timeline, that shouldn't be you.
Yeah.
That should be that should be the Tigers.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be you. It's
as a team that has a World Series, been to the postseason, and also that you're heading into the season not at full strength. You have to come out. You have to come out completely prepared. Just because you know that you're going to have to piece it together until you get some of your better players back. That was my one of my biggest fears with the Braves was, what is it going to look like to get to your reinforcements? Something that the Mets are going to go through right now with Sean Manaea, one of their pitchers who has been injured. He would just shut down again for another 2 weeks. So he's gone for 8 weeks now from today, at least, because he's going to have to go through a spring training ramp up. So what does it look like for the Mets to get through, 2 starting pitchers that are down, to get them back? And the Braves are trying to get their reinforcements back on offense.
And they're out Lopez, that's their second best starting pitcher.
Saw Ray.
He's out. I mean, we're going with Bryce Elder today, who's a batting practice. The Dodgers will score. I gave everyone a winner last week. I'm ready for another.
Oh, you about to give them another?
I don't know what the team side is. Pay the Dodgers to hit over their number, whatever their team total is. If it's 7, then they'll score 10. If it's 4.5, they'll score 8. Bryce Elder can't get Daniel Murphy out if he came into the studio right now. Murphy hit for the cycle in 4 at-bats. Yeah. So, play the over on the Dodgers team total. I don't even know what it is. It doesn't matter. Play the over because Elder stinks and the Braves stink and they're about to be 0-7. It's time for the weekly the no commissioner in sports worse than Manfred report. What have you seen? I know you watch a lot of ball. I know you got the packages. What have you seen from both Sacramento and Tampa, where these, ne'er-do-well franchises are, they're like the Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus?
I will give the Tampa Legends a little more of a pass since it was a natural disaster, though they should have sorted their stadium situation out and just walked away from a deal in Tampa. There is a funny scene that took place out in Sacramento for the Sacramento Athletics. One of the Cubs players, the DH, I believe, Suzuki, the clubhouse for the teams, the center is out in center field. So the visiting
That's a minor
clubhouse,
league move, but
you go through center field, And then the home team, they would go down the left field line because they're in the third base. So Mr. Suzuki needs to get something out of the clubhouse in the middle of the game, and he does the walk of shame through center field. They open the door for him, open the fence, and out he goes, and nothing like being back in the bushes.
Most, if not all, Major League parks, you go through your dugout to your clubhouse. That's
I'll be honest with you. I was thinking it this way. You do it in spring training where you'll go through the field, but I thought, and this is so vain of me and a little bit uppity, but I thought if you made me walk through this center field to get to my dugout to start the game, I'd look around and we in the 9 o'clock nasty ever games. I'm going to beat the tar out of y'all for making me do this walk through center field.
So
like
the A's are going to pay for that.
They should.
I will say this. The Rays, no matter what you put on them, you look up, they're like, 4-1.
Yeah.
And they lost guys this offseason, too. I don't know what happened to that pervert that they employed. Is he in jail somewhere, or what's his deal? They had a guy that was like dating a 12-year-old or just something ridiculously wrong. Like, what's his even
Felipe
name?
Rivera?
Is it Wander?
No. the shortstop. Yeah. Franco. Wander Franco.
That's who it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Got all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, that was a big.
They paid him some cash. Yankees are 3-1. They're hit all those home runs, so they're off to a decent start. Red Sox, a lot of people's pick. They're 1-4. Can I get a comment on Devers and Devers? All these years, I still don't know how he pronounces his name. I think it's Devers. Can I get an update on the kind of teammate and athlete you are? If your team goes out and tries to get better and you throw a hissy fit and grab your bag and go home, and I'm talking about the Astros, they signed Bregman from the Astros.
Who's the third baseman. And Devers has been playing third base.
And Devers got all in his feelings and said, I'm not playing anywhere but third base. And what have they ended up doing? Are they playing him at third?
No, he's DHing. So Devers is DHing. Bregman is playing third.
Any part of you that thinks a major leaguer would strike out on purpose to send a message?
I think that if you're not fully interested, that the league will kick your teeth in with a smile on its face. And so we got a chance to see him opening day because we were out in Texas, and
he struck out 4 times. I think
he struck out. I think he had the hat trick. Uvalde got him at least twice, maybe a third time. He looked disinterested. I'm not saying he wasn't given full effort. I'm just saying that as at bats, he didn't look like he had his full intent going. So to the point about moving him off of third base, well, Rafi looks a little heavier right now, like a little chunky. So I think you lose a little bit of credibility in talking about, like, you're a first baseman, I want to play this position, and then you come into camp at least 15% heavier than you need to be.
All right.
And so, yeah, and that's not my temperament personally. Like, I always just kind of did what the skipper said. But also there is a point where I think that as a player, it's not bad for you to stand up and say what you believe. You believe you're a third baseman. Okay, by all means. But then I look at you right now, and then you can also look at your numbers defensively, and you're just haven't been good over there. You've been one of the worst.
Well, that's an easy answer. Okay, you know what, Ryan? I'll tell you what we'll do. And I know you're entitled he's got one of those big deals, right? Didn't he get paid already?
He's got like a 10-year
Now, here's
deal.
what we're going to do. I'll see you and Alex on the field Saturday morning at 10, and I'm going to hit y'all balls.
Yep.
Whoever does it better start. If you don't like that, you know what? Are you tradable? Who is this fat A in my office here? Come on, dude.
And so if you want to fault the Red Sox, it may be, did you communicate with Rafi Devers as well as you could have, knowing full and well you have him for a decade? You have voluntarily signed up with him for the next decade. So could you have done better about explaining to him or letting him know? And if you say yes, then by all means. But as far as him moving off the position, that never bothered me. I thought that, you play the best 9 that you think you have, and as players, we suck it up and sort it and go play well.
All right. Well, we're basically 1 week in, not a full week, but the Dodgers are 7-0. The Padres are 6-0. Again, thank you. The big assist to the pitiful Atlanta Braves.
Duval.
It's supposed to be a battle cry, Coach.
Got a skipper story later as well, too, a little tease. I saw him out in the wild.
Okay, and the Braves are 0-6, and we're back with more next. You're listening to The Drill. It's a Petros Plumbing Wednesday.
You talk a good game.
It lives up to the hype, plus.
And so do we. 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
The magical basketball ride continues for Gators fans this weekend, and now you can remember all 34 Gators wins with a full-size Season to Remember basketball for only $149.95, featuring scores of every game along with embossed logos, championship history, and more on panels of the ball. Order now. Get one of only 5,000 licensed balls. Call 800-345-2868, 800-345-2868, or visit nikcosports.com.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
All right, it's Baloo. Let's get real for a minute. Losing weight isn't exactly easy, especially when your life involves being surrounded by good food at every event imaginable. Believe me, I get it. But thanks to Awaken 180, I'm already down 10 pounds, feeling sharper, more energized, and never hungry. This isn't some juice diet or starving yourself nonsense. I'm eating food that tastes great, even when I'm out on the road. Here's the beauty. Awaken 180 gives you the game plan to handle real-life situations. I've been hitting plenty of events lately, temptation everywhere, and I've managed to stay on track effortlessly. That's huge. 10 pounds down, energy way up, hunger totally controlled. So if you're tired of carrying around extra weight, tired of diets that don't work, it's time to check out Awaken 180. Take it from me, Hacker Dempsey Hayes, basically everyone. It's easy. It works and it's real. Do what we did and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning is here to save the day with a free AC system inspection. Call now, 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, duckduckac.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Hey, gang, Hicken here from my friends at Beaches Dermatology, man. You know I've been talking about Beaches Dermatology for a while, man. Doctors Boudreaux and Metz, man, fixtures in the Jacksonville community. Dr. Fader with the Mohs surgery. Staff at Solano Road, always like to give them a shout-out because they've always been great to me, take good care of me. I've been going there for a lot of years, man. A lot of different locations now to serve you. Beaches Dermatology wants to remind you, though, even in the winter months, man, that sun comes out, you're playing golf, man, cover up those ears, man. Put on that hat. Long sleeve dry fit, whatever it takes. Protect that skin from the sun. If something should show up on the skin and you say, that looks different, get it checked out. Don't wait. That's the key. Don't wait. Get it checked out. Go online at beachesdermatology.com. Make an appointment today online at beachesdermatology.com.
Get to know positions and players. The 1010XL Ultimate Draft Guide is brought to you by Blue Haven Pools, the #1 pool builder in Jacksonville. Follow rankings and roundtables as the draft takes shape. Go to 1010XL.com/2025 draft guide to get yours.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website customtreesurgeons.com. That's customtreesurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Mosquito season is upon us, but don't let them take over. The secret to a bite-free yard is starting today with Kingfish Pest Control. Their 3-step mosquito defense process stops them before they can spread. Eliminate breeding areas, build a protective barrier around your yard, and monthly treatments to keep them away all season long. The earlier you start, the fewer mosquitoes you'll have to fight. Don't let those suckers ruin your outdoor fun. Call Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lots of jewelry stores in the town center, but only one is locally owned, Beard's Diamonds.
We're the only local jewelry store at the town center.
That's Jacksonville's John Lupo, owner of Beard's for over 4 decades.
We're entrenched in Jacksonville, Florida.
In a sea of mega chain jewelers, John says it's easy to stand out because he's not handcuffed by a corporate handbook.
I am not beholden to a corporate structure, so we've got flexibility to do whatever we can and want, and we do.
And that includes lowering prices to undercut them every every day.
Quality for quality, color for color, everything the same. We should be able to beat them hands down by minimum 20%. We go overseas ourselves. We know exactly what we're buying. This isn't getting marked up in a corporate structure. We will beat anybody's price anywhere.
So before you buy anything at one of those chains, get a second opinion at locally owned Beard's Diamonds. No corporate atmosphere, no corporate rules, no corporate high markups.
We want you to come shop us and you'll see a lot better price here.
Beard's Diamonds.
Everybody gets a good deal at Beard's.
Cannonball! Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. The number one seeded Florida men's basketball team is dancing to the Final Four of the NCAA tournament. The Gators shocked Texas Tech by 5 in the Western Region Championship after erasing a 9-point deficit with less than 3 minutes to go in the game. Walter Clayton Jr. led the way, scoring a game-high 30, hitting 13 over the final 5 minutes. The win marks the 6th time Florida has clinched a spot in the Final Four and first time in 11 years. The Gators will take on number 1 ranked overall Auburn Saturday. The last time the conference rivals met, Florida dominated the Tigers with a 9-point victory on the road. Tip-off Saturday is set for 6:09. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 71 degrees at 9 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's time. Now, it's time for the 9 o'clock nasty on the drill.
We're wasting time.
Here are Jeff Prosser, Dan Hicken, and E.T.
Oh, I know what it was. See, I just remembered.
Wow.
I mean, Hicken, he goes above and beyond. This is way out of character for him. But did he not send us that he left some sort of Dream Finders Homes poll question today?
Did he? He texted. Yeah. I didn't know what he was talking about.
I think that's what it is. It makes me think that he's so proud of today's Dream Finders Homes poll question that he alerted us, because to my knowledge, this hasn't happened in the past before. Are you on his Twitter right now, E?
About to head there now.
Yes, you are. You're darn right you are. Murph, you said Murph, it cracks me up, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's Murph acts like nobody would ever know who he was or shouldn't know who he is or wouldn't have ever heard of him. I mean, my God, man, you're on the cover of Sports Illustrated, the NLCS MVP. You were like a mainstay, like, baseball name for a good solid 3 or 4 years. So, like, if you run into these people out in the public, then doggone it, start telling them who you are.
Oh, Jeff, you're a good friend.
Then we might have Cohen on the air this morning. That's my point.
Now, if you want to say I didn't do my due diligence for the drill to get us some guests on here, that's fair.
But so you had and so like this little story that Daniel's about to give, it's got a ceiling. It's got a ceiling because he didn't go into Celebrityville with the coach. So anyway, what happened?
So 2 weekends ago, I'm heading down to do the Met spring training game. So going to leave Saturday, and I like to stop by the town center and get a couple things for the trip and try to look as best I can. I got a new pair of Dunks, and then I end up in Lululemon.
Okay.
What color Dunks?
I'm white and black.
Okay, the pandas.
Yeah, is that okay? Yes, because I love wearing white and black. It's
this is where the old man White steps in as a replacement. What are Dunks?
You see me wearing them before, the Nike tennis shoes.
Oh, shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
Shoes.
Okay, I got you.
So I'm a sucker for the white and black. It's like my sinful black, and then I ask Jesus to cleanse me with white.
Fair enough.
A lot going on there with shoe selection, but okay.
That's how I look at things. So I roll into Lululemon, and I really enjoy Lululemon. I like wandering around. I like their hoodies I have on right now, and so I'm doing just a little bit of shopping, and then want to get on the road and call this ball game the next day. And I look up, and I was like, That's our head coach. I know for sure. Like that is him.
It's Liam Cohen before he went to the owners'
meeting. That is the head coach. I'm like, well, I'm not leaving here without saying something to him. Like, he's a guest in our city. We got him. He's all ours. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I roll from the pants. I'm rolling over.
Like a kid.
And over the
NLCS MVP.
Over the table, he's looking at his shirts. I'm kind of on the other side, and I just go, hey, Skipper, hope you're enjoying the city. And I'm gone.
Hey,
you don't see me. Like a ninja, never to be seen again.
Cohen is enough of a sports fan that if Daniel would have gone up, hey, Coach Daniel Murphy, born and raised here in Jacksonville, glad to have you in town, he would have known who he was.
And he gave me a good response. He says, yeah, man. And yeah,
that's it. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And then I'm out of there, and I was in line, and he's still doing it. And yes,
thank you.
And I know his old man. I had to be. His dad was with him. He's flying Jag colors, head to toe.
Sure.
I loved it. Oh,
Yeah.
baby, fly those. It's like if you find Tom Murphy around the city, he's going to have a Trinity Christian hat on. Or he's going to have a
shout out to
New
your
York
brother,
Mets.
by the way, milestone.
Yeah. My brother won
Jonathan-
his 100th ball game last night.
Okay.
Shout out.
Trinity Christian High School.
Christian, 100 wins.
That's a lot.
We got it last night?
Last night.
On your birthday?
Yeah.
Yo.
Pretty macho. Like,
That's what's
pretty
up.
macho. He won his 100th game. So, yeah, that's what's going on in the city right now. And I ran into the skipper. He was great. I mean, we didn't talk, but I was like, I'm going to just drop a little line on
utilize
there.
this and really get into some things. I mean, I'm just saying. This came up before Profar was suspended, and it didn't sit well with Braves Nation. This little story came out about Profar and their trip to San Diego, where
he hang out with
Tatis. After losing a game against the Padres, Profar went out to dinner in a soccer game with Tatis and Padres players. Would you be okay with that? Does that happen? I mean, it's too soon, buddy. You just joined us. You're hanging out with the team that just waxed us.
Yeah, it does. Like you do it
in the off season. You guys go wherever you want.
I think they did hang out in the off season.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I know. I get it. So that's the part from the fan watching and then the players watching is that from a fan, I completely understand. Like, these guys are kicking our teeth in. Like, I'd like you to act like they're the enemy just the whole time you're there, and then in the off season if you want to be friends. But during the year, it does happen. Former teammates get together and we'll go out to eat. And guess what? Called a soccer game as well. So it's
okay.
That is like there's. I guess
do it
there's
with your own teammates or
fair. Fair.
I can't find a Brave that likes soccer. Hey, I'm Urickson. We haven't met. Want to hang out tonight? By the way, I'll be gone by Tuesday. I'm a cheater.
That doesn't help either. That he hung out with Tatis in the offseason, and Fernando's had his own run-in with performance enhancers, and now Profar's gotten caught on the gear.
Yeah. How has your bracket held up? I find that this year the bracket, it was a great equalizer this year because people typically go with favorites, and it's a year where the favorites have held serve so much that I imagine there's a lot of people out there with 3 or 4 of your final 4 still eligible, especially when we live here in Florida, and Florida is as good, so you got a lot of kind of home cooking picks that also have some validity to them when it comes to that. But how was your or did you do a bracket?
Did a bracket, yes.
Yeah.
3 of the 4 Final Four teams. I had Michigan State over Auburn.
All right.
And then I'd say the other one was my homer pick, not in the Final Four, but I had Kentucky beating Tennessee.
Okay.
So
you lost out
I love
there.
my dad and the Wildcats. But Florida, Duke, and Houston. I got Florida and Houston in the final game, and Florida winning it. But I'm really, really paying attention to y'all's bracket challenge with the Dukies basically.
I'm safe, thank
for
God.
a real bet.
I
see that wheel looking at me. It's like smoke coming off of it right now.
One of these two have to spin it. That's only fair. I'm still recovering from my last wheel spin, so yeah, I'll happily when I ran the river run and mash my discs into pancakes. So I get to just watch these. It's basically Duke versus Florida. I hate this for Dan because there's enough stress already. You feel terrible if your team loses, and this will add to it. Whereas if your team wins, the other guy spinning won't mean a thing to you. So this is like, all loss, no gain kind of deal.
And you and Dan kind of saw it coming because with the way Florida is, how good they are, you're going to have them cutting the nets down.
I say it like this for all you draftings: need met value when it comes to taking Florida deep.
Mm-hmm.
Need met value.
It happens in fantasy football for me. It's how I end up with Brian Thomas last year. Need met value in the draft. Love it, BTJ.
Who I had 3 of the 4. I had Tennessee beating Houston. Who do you Do you expect the Gators to be? Well, you had Auburn losing to Michigan State, which I mean would assume you would have Florida beating them.
Yeah, Florida winning it all.
And forget what the bracket says. Just where are we at right now after watching a couple weeks of the tournament? Where do you feel? Where are you on?
Probably Duke's probably the best.
Yeah,
team.
doesn't it look that way?
Yeah.
And by the way, I have a feeling. I don't know where this is coming from me, and I'm sorry, brother. But I got a feeling on Houston coming up this Saturday, man. Houston has been that close butt team, and they've always been flawed offensively. They play great defense, but they just couldn't score. And this year, I feel like they got a lot more scoring punch.
That would be bad for your boy.
Yeah, they tore up Tennessee the other day. The only thing that would help you would be if Florida lost also, and I don't need that. So, yeah, I'll make you spend it 10 times for a Gator win. I don't need any part of that at all. But the Gators do go on Saturday, 6 o'clock. You can hear that game on 1010 XL and 92.5. Man, did they make the baskets big? Was it a promotional night in the NBA? Did they make the baskets bigger?
A lot of points.
Well, I had Jokic went for 61 last night. Steph went for 52. Steph went 12 for 20 from 3. So do the true shooting percentage on that one. 20 shots, 36 points. That'd be, 80% shooting? 90% shooting? That's 90%. That if he took only 2-pointers, he shot 90% on the night with that true shooting percentage. 12 of 20. You guys want to know why they jack up those threes? It's the math.
Oh, yeah.
True shooting. If you're taking 2-point baskets, you'd have to 18 out of 20 to get 36 points. He only got to hit 12. I say only because he's Steph Curry. Meanwhile, did you see this Bucks stat? What is this? The Bucks shot the single highest shooting percentage in a game in almost 30 years. Milwaukee snapped a 4-game losing streak by shooting from the floor as a team 69%, 51 of 74.
That game going to overtime? I thought I just saw a highlight of it.
No, that was the Denver game went in overtime. Yeah. No team had shot for that high a percentage since March 13th, 1998, when the Clippers shot 69.3% in a game. Wow, 68%. I bet you when you factor in their true shooting percentage, because there's inevitably some threes in there. Wonder what that's even gonna equal. ET, are we trending? What are we doing? You sticking around another segment? What's your story? Yeah, he's good. Why not? Yeah. All right.
We're gonna trend.
All right, we'll trend when we come back. It's a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday. You're listening to The Drill.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. He's the toughest guy on our team.
He thinks he's Rambo.
Tom McManus.
Rambo is a...
Fridays on Jaguars Today, 10 to noon on the flagship station of the Jaguars, 1010XL.
Hey y'all, I'm Hannah with the Deck Guys. We've been locally owned and operated for over 10 years in the outdoor living space. If you are looking to get spring projects started, like a new deck, pavers installed, or maybe a pergola, we would love to earn your business. Just remember,
call the Deck Guys if you want a brand new deck, pavers, or more. Call 904-813-2474.
TheDeckGuysJacks.com.
Slacker plumbing.
Yeah, hey, listen, I need a plumber over here right now.
Yeah, well, we don't have any openings for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yep.
I was just changing the shower head and the water line broke and it's flying everywhere.
All right, 1 week.
What if I throw you an extra $100 to come now?
What's the address?
It's 205.
Oh, I guess he changed his mind.
If you've got a leak that can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing and fix your plumbing problems fast. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Open early and open late. Dailies is always there, making things easy for you to cruise in and cruise out. So hit Dailies cold case the next time you're craving a cold one. Bud Light by the case. Plus plenty of singles to choose from. Corona to the King of Beers to Stella or a Natty. They're all cold at Dailies.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too. So know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too. So know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
The college basketball playoffs are here, and there's no better place to catch the action than at Hurricane Grill and Wings. With slam dunk specials like $3.75 Miller Lite drafts, plus fresh, never frozen wings in over 30 flavors and big screens everywhere. This is your home for all the games. Cold beer, handcrafted cocktails, bold flavors, big plays. Don't just watch the games, experience them at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
Homeowners, listen up. It's time to start fresh in 2025. Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here to help take control of your finances in 2025 by lowering your house payments and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Right now, Loan Pronto has some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans, starting in the low 5s APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in process with another lender, call Loan Pronto now. Lock in at a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees. Call now, 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
He's not Pistol Pete, he's Pete Prisco.
Been on the wanted list almost 20 years.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Franchi Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Ackerman Cancer Center, celebrating 10 years of excellence in cancer screening, diagnosis, and treatment. Always accepting new patients and 99% of all insurances. Call now to schedule a new consultation within 48 hours. Learn more at ackermancancercenter.com.
Frank Frangie here. For 3 generations, Nimnik has been the place customers keep coming back to, treating you right, giving the most back to our community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Well, the answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik is there for you even on Sundays. Nimnik Buick GMC understands that weekends might be the only time you have available, and that's why they're open on Saturdays from 9 to 7 and Sundays from 11 to 5. Visit their showroom off Phillips Highway or shop online 24/7 at nimnikbuickgmc.com. That's nimnikbuickgmc.com. Head to Nimnik today. GMC, we are professional grade.
Attention men and women. If you'd like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Oh, yes, sir. That's right. Did we get the poll question? Or was I not paying attention?
It was. Yeah, I ended up retweeting it and everything.
Did you ask me what it was?
Hold on. I didn't ask.
The Dreamfinder Homes poll question.
Let me go ahead.
I expect this to be really good because he sent us a heads up. Hey, I've got the Dreamfinders poll question.
The drill Dan Hicken Dreamfinder poll question.
Sure.
Brought to you by Dreamfinders.
And Dreamfinders Danny, I believe he likes to call himself sometimes.
It says,
good for him.
What position would you want the Jaguars to take with the number 5 overall pick?
Okay.
Your 4 choices are defensive line, offensive line, cornerback, or wide receiver.
Yeah, since he's not here, I'm just saying that's just an old tired question. Let's move along.
That text was strange. I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, I thought I was expecting something good there. What just happened? There must be some sort of promotional obligation. Maybe that's it. That was Dreamfinders Danny. All right, this is a bad omen, dude. I'm going to double Shazam it. I'm not scared. Shazam. Ooh. Go see my friends at the Murray Ford Superstores. This is an incredibly low number. How many teams do you think in Major League history have started 0-4 or worse and made the playoffs? This is unbelievable. I've given it away with this, but just, I mean, in the history of Major League Baseball, how many teams have started, and it's a long history, 0-4?
25.
Yeah. 14. Yeah. Only 14 teams in Major League Baseball history have gone to the playoffs after starting at least 0-4. But wait, it gets worse for Team Impotent. Only 3 teams in Major League history have started 0-6 and made the playoffs. Only 3 in the history of the game. The 2011 Rays, the 95 Reds, and the 74 Pirates. So that's the kind of history that is in front of, you know, the Team Uncrustable. Don't worry, they'll take their L tonight. They'll get on the plane, get some cookies and milk, and fly home in first class. And, you know, maybe they can take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. We'll see. Not sure.
Won't lose tomorrow.
No, tomorrow's off day.
Yeah.
I'll give him a chance, though. All right. Mentioned the Braves have been off to a slow start. Only winless team in Major League Baseball. They scored 2 runs in the last 40 innings. You know what they are? Runners in scoring position, 1 for 34.
I saw that stat.
Have 8 players batting under 167. Their team batting average is 137. Austin Riley has 10 strikeouts and 22 at-bats. They made Dustin May, who hasn't pitched in 2 years, look like Nolan Ryan last night, but I'll leave it there. The Braves aren't the only ones struggling. Would you consider this to be a all-star lineup? Your catcher is Cal Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
First baseman, Wilson Contreras. Second baseman, Marcus Semien. Shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Third baseman, Austin Riley. Right fielder, Dylan Cruz. Center fielder, Mike Trout. Left fielder, Jordan Alvarez. DH, Rafael Devers.
And we got some slow starters.
That's a pretty good team, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what those dudes? Raleigh, Contreras, Semien, Lindor, Riley, Cruz, Trout, Alvarez, Devers, right now on the year, are batting 10 for 166 with 70 strikeouts. That's a .06 batting average. That's a lot of guys.
That is the slowest start as you can. Oh,
I mean, you could. There are probably other Braves you could have thrown in there to dumb it down. I don't know what kind of start Simeon's off to. 2 for 23. I don't know if Albies is much better though.
I was hitting under 200.
I was gonna say, what's the worst slump you've ever in your life?
Well, to start the season, the funks feel worse because the scoreboard is just, you haven't had a chance to really
it's
set
big
yourself.
now too.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, it's a big old center field scoreboard. It puts up all the particulars.
It might have been 15. I think that into maybe May, late in the season, I was hitting under 200, and late in the season where I was like, this is awful. This is not good. So we went to Chicago, and I had this thing with Kevin Long, our hitting coach, where like if things went sideways, I put the shackles on. I was like, I'm not allowed to pull the ball. And hopefully the idea was, I'm not seeing it real good. Let me make sure I identify. I'm going to try to hit it right back up the box or to left field. And I ended up getting a couple hits that way, and we joked around like you have to put the shackles on more often. But I kind of came out of it a little bit. But I was probably hitting 180 like 4 weeks into the season, like to the point that each time I was on the menu, I was in the lineup, I was somewhat surprised because like I could completely understand if you go in a different direction.
And I imagine as a major leaguer, like I feel like you were probably like this. I was like this with myself and my kids, but as I'm playing amateur baseball and my kids are playing, I'm rolling in my head all the time. I can tell you what the stats are. Okay, I'm 12 for 29 this year or whatever.
Yes.
Do you get to that point like when you're rolling along, you're probably not doing that every day. You know, you're having a good year. Oh, hey, look at my numbers. But when you're struggling like that, are you now that, okay, if I go 3 for my next 5, do you try and avoid that or do you just embrace it?
I definitely tried to avoid it. But then also it's going to come naturally where you get to thinking like, I need like a lot of hits to try to dig myself out of this hole that I've built. When it gets really counterproductive is when you're like, I need to go 15 for my next 7, and then I'll be in the position
15 for my next 7.
Like I really got to go for it.
Yeah.
But I did that in college where it's like, gosh, I'm hitting this much if I can go 4 for 6 this series. But then what'll happen is if you start 0 for 2, Well, now you got to go 4 for 4. So it's really just as simple as it sounds. As it boils down to get a good fat pitch. This is what I tell the Blue Claws all the time. Get you a good fat ball. That's my son's
Those are the
team.
11-year-old
11
beer
U's.
trip kids.
Yeah, we're in there making sure that they're not grabbing the seltzers. But get you a good fat ball that looks good to you and smack it as hard as you can, and then the rest of it will take care of itself.
You know, that I find I have to battle that. In fact, I don't battle. I just embrace it. I can't play golf without thinking that way. Like if I come out of the gates and I go, bogey, double, bogey, the only way that I can survive is, okay, if I par the next 4 holes, but okay, if I birdie the par 5s, I have to think that way.
That's the way. But that's
probably
your
some
motivation.
point, yeah.
And which is, and I've done that as well too, where like I really need to focus, on this one. But yeah, it could get so overwhelming and rolling downhill on you that there just doesn't feel like there's any way out. But really, the only way out is to choose to win one pitch at a time. You just got to start, which is why it feels so frustrating perhaps for the Braves, because the only way out of it is you got to go win pitch 1 tonight.
And now you got to win games. We're beyond winning pitch 1.
But you got to stack up the pitches to win the games. And it's
Blake Snell's fixing to shut him out again.
Well, he how many outs he going to get? 15?
Oh, that's fair too.
Yeah.
ET has prepared what we call trending today. So 5 hot topics. We enjoy Daniel Murphy helping out even more today in a pinch. Hicks off this week. He's off on some highfalutin golf trip somewhere. So have fun. Hit him good.
Number 5.
Oh, man, the city of Atlanta has been taking a beating from our very own Jeff Prosser lately.
That's fair.
Mainly because of the Braves, Atlanta Falcons, and the Atlanta Hawks. However, there is some good news that's coming out of Atlanta. There's a high school senior who attends Westlake High School by the name of Chase Matthews.
Okay.
Well, she was accepted by 155 colleges across the states, and she secured $6 million in scholarships. Like, when I read stories like that, like, you go, girl, or any student.
Yeah.
Good for you.
For sure.
Number 4.
We didn't touch this, but there's some exciting hockey being played, especially if you're following Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah, he had another one last night.
He had another one.
He's within 4, I think.
He's within 4.
Wow.
He scored 891, I believe.
He seems to be riding this wave too. Like if Ovechkin weren't chasing down this record, you feel like he'd have about half as many goals. But man, it's like
he's scoring one every night.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like he scores every. I mean, he's scoring like he's a top scorer in the league, and he's 40 years old. And the Caps, by the way, have ridden this, and they have a really good team. I think they have the top seed in the East.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Because that's one of those records that people thought nobody was going to break, and here comes Alex Ovechkin. He's like, hold my beer.
It was Gretzky's dual threat ability that makes him the great one without even like the crazy story is you could take away Gretzky's goals and he will forever be the NHL points leader. Such a good assist man as well. That's what Gretzky did on top. Like the total points, he's got everyone blown away, including Ovechkin. He'll finish nowhere near him.
Number 3.
But they give you the same, and then maybe it's not a bad idea. I mean, when it comes to the actual reality of scoring a goal or a run or a touchdown, they give the passer of the puck as much credit as the goal scorer. Same amount of points. You get one for the assist and one for the goal.
I wonder why is that. I don't know. Gentlemen, are y'all familiar, when football players or even basketball players, when they do the nose swipe?
I've seen them do it, yeah.
Well, that gesture is being banned by the NFL, the nose wipe cell.
Okay.
But the NFL is calling it a violent gesture.
It's a violent gesture?
Do
you know what the meaning is? I found myself coming up with like 14 different possible meanings, and none of which I'm comfortable to go with. They usually are somewhat off color or untoward, and then the secret gets out, and you're like, ooh, wait, what? Do you know what it actually is supposed to mean?
I was always under the impression that it meant like that's nasty.
Yeah.
Like, wipe the nose is nasty.
Yeah. All right. I don't know where they get violence out of that nose wipe, unless that's some sort of, mob sign I wasn't aware of.
Uh-huh.
Number 2.
God bless the NFL. They just worry about the silliest things.
The airlines are at it again, Jeff.
Oh, no.
United Airlines flight. Well, there was a pilot. He had to turn around the plane mid-flight, 2 hours in, because he forgot his passport. The pilot.
Dude.
It gets better. Don't worry. All the passengers were taken care of. They all got $15 vouchers.
15?
$15.
Took him 4 extra hours because the pilot forgot his. In other news, who knew a pilot had to have his passport? Like he's like Joe Tourist or something. Shouldn't that? I mean, there's got to be a layer here that's on the company, and I know the pilot is certainly guilty. There ought to be a stopgap here. You ought to have your passport, I don't know, on location.
There's like a checklist that they go through. So, because I spoke to a pilot about this, and he was like, "There's a check. It's almost impossible."
I mean, and you don't take if you're a pilot, just never take your passport home. Or there's got to be something,
bag, right?
Yeah, that you always have with you. I've never heard of such a thing. I'm actually surprised that he didn't just fly it out. What's he going to go through security?
Just finish it and stay in the terminal and sleep there, and then get on the next flight back home.
Right.
That's what I. Oh
that's like
goodness.
me. That's like every once in a while. Like we're like that now as a society with the phone. It could be on the way. You could be on your way to work in the morning. There's that cutoff time. If I'm no more than 5 or 6 minutes from the house, I got to turn around. I can't go. I can't. There's too much on it.
So I almost wonder if he turned around and was just not telling.
Don't tell nobody.
Okay, we've arrived. Oh my God! Wait, we're back in Boston, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the Twilight Zone. Do not leave your seats.
He just jumps out like a door, and the car just runs into the house real quick and gets it.
His wife ran it out.
Found it. There you go, Mom.
His wife ran it out to the door.
Number one
trending topic. I thought this was quite timely with Murph being here. The MLB released their top-selling jerseys, top 5. Ooh. The top 5 selling jerseys. Y'all want to give a stab at it?
We're going to go with Ohtani.
Oh, he's number 1.
Judge Soto.
Judge is number 5. Soto was number 2.
Yeah.
3.
He's number 3?
3. So you need 2 and 4.
Okay. Who won the World Series last year? How about Mookie? Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts is number 4.
Okay, and so I'm only missing one more.
Number 2. And this guy's near and dear to you, Jeff. The number 2 top-selling jersey.
Is Freeman?
Freddie Freeman, number 2.
Yeah, I'm done with you. I'm off the Freeman. I'm not mad at Freeman anymore. I'm mad at the idiotic Braves. So they should have, whatever the million was, they should have kept him. It's on you. He's the guy. He went and got his money, whatever. My idiot team, just let him go. I've changed my mind on that one.
That's what's trending.
Yeah. God bless Freddie. I got a Freddie Freeman signed bat at home. I got a Freddie Freeman bobblehead. I can't hate Freddie Freeman my whole life. It's half my fandom. It's Anthopoulos. It's going to get the... the Braves also got bought by a publicly traded company. When you start thinking about stocks more than batting averages, we all got issues.
Did Freddie wear 5 for Atlanta also?
Yes. Got to end that. Freddie got fingered. That's what's trending. It's brought to you this morning by the home course, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. Tee it high and let it fly with the best value in golf, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. Murph, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Not doing anything the next couple of days. Come on by. Seriously. E will be back to wrap this show. That's trending. More next. It's a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Get loose in the corner and tight on the straightaway.
He got loose. Way loose.
This Sunday at Darlington.
This is going to be tight right here.
NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Henson with the Henson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
AC replacement? Not warming up when you want it? If your HVAC unit is close to calling it quits, make sure you call Florida Home AC. With over $4,500 in buyback and tax credits waiting for you, take advantage of it. 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey, certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Why? Experience, expertise, knowledge. That's Reed Wingate. That's Janice Cobb. That's Scott Regner. That's Dan Abel. That's Reagan Wright, Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan. Those are the ITP Partners, man. You know what they do? They sit down with you individually, listen to you, and then they give you tell them what you want. They give you your strategy to get your goals met. And it's really easy to get in the game with ITP Partners. They're always there to help. For more info, simple. Chris at ITBPartners.com. Chris at ITBPartners.com or call 312-9751. 312-9751. They're ITP Partners, gang. And they're my financial partners for life. Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 2nd, 2001, New York Yankees pitcher Roger Clemens becomes the American League all-time strikeout leader, recording his 3,509th strikeout in a win over the Kansas City Royals.
Your Jacksonville Sharks are back and ready to take the field for the 15th anniversary season. The Drive for Five starts Sunday, April 6th as your Sharks take on the Las Vegas Nighthawks. Ask about special ticket pricing for all you sports teams at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
Go Sharks! Prosser here. Sharks football is back. Come celebrate the 15th anniversary season this Sunday, April 6th, as the Sharks take on the Las Vegas Nighthawks in their home opener at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Already 1-0, the Sharks look to crush Vegas on Pirates and Princesses Night. Have some family fun and break out your best pirate hat or tiara.
We're not but humble pirates.
For tickets and special pricing for youth sports teams, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. That's jacksharks.com or 621-0700.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. You've heard us talk about it. Window World, the #1 window replacement company in the USA, selling over 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years.
That's a lot of satisfied customers, and why J.D. Powers has awarded Window World Best in Customer Satisfaction 3 out of 4 years.
Window World stands behind their slogan, simply the best for less. With Window World, you get top quality windows at a price that leaves more of your money in your bank account, and you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement industry. When compared to our competition, there is none. See for yourself. Call the competition. Get quotes from them. But before you buy, get Window World's free estimate and compare the quality of the windows and the price.
You'll see.
And when your new Window World windows are installed and they're saving you money on your energy bills, if anything goes wrong with those windows, Window World and I will be there to make it right. That's my guarantee.
Call Window World today. Start saving money on your new windows and your energy bills, and take vacation with your savings. Window World, online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
This is the Mangler. Years of playing football coupled with lifestyle left my feet mangled with neuropathy. I was experiencing burning, tingling, and numbness. I spoke with 2 foot specialists and they told me there was no cure. They were wrong. I found Dr. Nate Riddle in Ponte Vedra. After utilizing his neuropathy treatment for only 2 weeks, I noticed a difference in my feet. I was regaining my feeling and balance. If you want relief from nerve pain, call Dr. Nate for a free consultation at Riddle Wellness, 904-395-5598.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Yeah, I'm going to cool down on this. If you can't beat them, join them. It's a big relational day here on the drill, and it really just kind of overwhelmed me at the end of the show, but officially invited back into my life. We've embraced. The Cold War has ended between me and Freddie Freeman. In fact, I may get a Freeman 5 Dodgers jersey. That's saddle of winner. If you can't beat him, join him. It's not his fault. Look at these dolts he left behind. It's pretty clear in what's happened in the last 2 or 3 years. Whatever millions we were fighting for, I should have backed Freddie's side. These, Anywho, so there we go. It's a big day. Big day in the cool down. I want you back, Freddie. There we go. So that's what we're cooling down on. The Braves will fall to 0-7 a little later tonight and see if they can't come home and, I don't know, maybe get 10, 12 games under 500 by the end of the year. We introduce the next show. Great pomp and circumstance.
The 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with the sting at the end. Can't. Any music that has a sting at
what can I get for
that's a winner for me.
1/3 drank bottle of Daniel Murphy water?
You know what? Maybe something. Right? Yeah.
I mean, it's actually got his name.
Got his name. Yeah.
Because you ordered it in an app.
If you want to give it to me, I'll have him autograph it. Then it might actually. Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw this away.
It's still cool.
It is very cool.
I guess he's out of here.
It's pretty clean. I mean, I would probably drink. I wouldn't drink it out of the bottle, but I'm going to throw it away. Is what I'm going to do. Ethos one. Let's you. I never heard of this kind of water either. That's a new one on me.
I've heard of it.
You have? Okay.
I'm sure. I don't know
some sort of health benefit.
It's the ethical water.
Okay.
I'm guessing, right?
Oh, right.
Right. Like it's ethically sourced.
Yeah, that doesn't. I see it.
Pure spring that
no blood water.
Displace anyone or whatever.
We don't deal in blood water.
Yes. Blood diamonds. Yes.
What do we got coming up on today's big program? Jaguars today.
It's Mock Draft Wednesday. So we've done our latest iterations of our 7-round mock drafts. They're getting more interesting, I think, the deeper you get into it. And we got Matt Miller coming by from ESPN, one of their top draft guys. And today's question of the day, basically asking, how do you think things will go with Trayvon Walker and the Jags in terms of getting an extension done? Either you think he'll get it done this offseason because they did say they have talked to him about it. Will it come sometime in the future? Will he ultimately play maybe on his 5th-year option and leave? Will he get franchise tagged? Those different kinds.
I don't know if it's the salary cap or something else, but there's been a movement in the NFL, and I don't like it when it comes to contracts, that you just assume that you now make more, right? That you, there's no world where Trayvon should get Josh Allen kind of money.
Brian Sexton came on with us last week and said he thinks multiple teams will line up to make him the highest paid defensive player of the league.
And that's what I mean.
Right.
And I don't disagree.
I'm wondering if you forgot Myles Garrett just got $40 million a year.
But even if he makes less, it's just, I guess it's because the salary cap expands and you got to give it somewhere. But man, there have been a lot of fortunate players in the NFL the last few years that just get paid by the ascension of the cap in their position and nothing to do with what they've actually done to that point comparatively.
Timing's everything.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Jaguars today's coming up next. That'll do it for us. Back with you tomorrow on a Thursday. It's been a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday. So long.
The Drill.
From the Divorced Men Only